All right, today we have Headache in, huge, massive shoe store with all kinds of retros and everything else. Also, we have Sage Garments, which is my tied favorite. And then we also, oddly enough, have Still Detox and The Healing Place with you three, which is one hell of a mix between shoe store, garment store, and then some detox and everything else. So we'll start with the Headache company. The shoe is the biggest thing initially to me, So how did this idea come about, or who out of you three first came up with it, or how did this just start?
Well, I think it was like a few years ago. We were all sitting around one day, and then Jerret brought up the idea. He was like, I think we can open a sneaker store. And I was like, bro, like, really? You think so? And then it kind of just tabled. It just disappeared. And then the talks came up in like 2019 it was, where it got kind of like real serious. And I was coming back from a restaurant, and I stopped at this gas station. I looked across the street, and I saw this building on 10th and Lake Worth. And then like I stuck my face in there, and I called the boys in the morning. We pulled up, looked at it, and we were like, yo, this spot's, it's going to be all right. You know what I mean? And then it was off to the races after that. We got the realtor. We put the deposit down, and we did the build out, and we were open in like a month and a half afterwards or some shit like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So you originally go to Jerret, right?
Well, the way me and Niam worked together previously, we had another business, and we would go pick up there's nothing in the area to buy shoes, streetwear. We were all into it. So we would get paid every Friday. Me and Niam would literally get paid, and then Friday we would take off out of the area, go to Miami, hit the shops down in Miami and buy shoes, buy streetwear, whatever. And we would talk about it every time on the ride back, be like, yo, there should be something in our area. Why is there nothing? Like, we got to make this ride all the time. And, it's nothing against the shops down there. We love the shops down there. We should, support the shops down there. But, we wanted to bring something close to the area because no one had anywhere to go, and there were a lot of people that were into it. And we didn't want to put anybody on to the shops that we were going to down south. We kept a secret because we don't want everybody wearing the same shit. And then Cameron was dating this girl.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and she was best friends with the girl I was dating at the time.
Yikes.
Yep. Thank God the girls have been removed from the picture.
No longer here. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
But first and foremost, you got the most flyest dudes in Florida. So it's almost like inevitable how the three flyest dudes can't open up their own store. You know what I mean? So like, even before we all really knew each other, I think I speak for everyone where our dream, even when we were little ass kids, was to open up a store. So then, I feel like everything happens for a reason. People come into your life for certain reasons, and lo and behold, we opened up a sneaker store all together. We were kind of like all on the same page. Everyone was busy doing their own thing, but that was the one thing we really can come together and like agree on. And, we toyed around with the idea, and then, we just made shit happen.
In all honesty, that was the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Those stupid bitches came through. We got rid of them, and now it's the three of us. Fuck them.
Yeah, so we really had no idea what we were really doing when we first opened up the store, because you're looking at the biggest collectors, connoisseurs, sneaker gurus, down here. We live this shit. We love it. This is a lifestyle. We're not like big resellers and looking at it as making money. We know how to make money. So if we just have fun with it, everything's just gonna fall into place. So
100%.
And that's just one of the biggest things I feel like that separates us from a lot of these other stores is like, yo, we've been doing this shit for 15 years plus, man. Like, I tell you, when I was a fucking kid, where like, I would get the East Bay magazines and shit where all the sneakers.
East Bay.
Yeah, where all the fucking sneakers would be on there, and I'd be sitting there looking at this shit like, damn, I need this one, and now I got to figure out the way to go get it. So it's just like, putting this together was more or less like a hobby that turned into like something that was profitable, but it was like never really any of our intention to like come in and like knock out a park and make a bunch of money. It was just something that we just wanted to bring a fucking vibe to the community, straight up. You know what I mean? Bring a vibe, like a cool place, a place where you can come. Like we open the store, man. We don't even care if people buy shit, bro. Come in, talk some shit, talk some kicks about some whatever, leave, bounce after that. If you buy something, that's great. You know what I mean? But we more about the vibes.
Well, I see in any type of business, right? If you love it and you're not just in it for the money, you know what I mean? Like YouTube, these people think like you just throw up a YouTube channel in a year, you know, you're going to have every sponsor in the world and you're going to get your new Bentley and whatever else.
Yeah.
It's a marathon.
Yeah,
For real.
It's not a race.
Yo, it was mad tough. It was mad tough. And like, let me give these two like all the credit, especially Cam, because we all got a lot of stuff going on. You know, I mean, it was crazy if you look back at it now.
Yeah.
Like,
For real.
Yeah, he found the spot in Lake Worth, and we were all like, we were just like, fuck it, you know? And like, and Cam was like, yeah, fuck it, bro. I ain't doing shit else. Like, I don't want to do what I've been doing. And you know, he straight dove in, and, you know, we came up from the mud with this thing. We were in Lake Worth for 2 solid years, you know, where the median income range is low. We had no foot traffic whatsoever. We weren't like downtown or anything like that. We shared a building with a lawyer, so that's not bringing us any business. So from day one, we ran no campaigns. We put no money into marketing, zero, nothing. From day one, everybody that was coming to the shop was coming to the shop because we were there at the shop. You know what I mean? And then, you know, COVID happened, and we went through all of that. And, you know, there was a lot of uncertainty for businesses. We didn't get any government aid, nothing. And, you know, the lease was up. And I think, you know, we all took it seriously enough where we were like, yo, let's try to reinvest, you know, change the location. Like, we had an opportunity because real estate was down. The numbers were down. No one's opening businesses. And, you know, again, we went looking. Niam found, you know, a couple of spots, and we went looking. We found something on Atlantic Avenue. And again, like, we're all looking at each other. We were fighting bad too. Me and Niam were going at it too.
Yeah.
Now, mad stressful.
Why were you guys going at it?
So you know how like in certain situations where it's like you got like the alpha that like leads the pack,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like in this certainty in this group, it's like all 3 of us are fucking alphas.
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to go into details about the story, but there was a certain situation where we were sitting with an investor, and the investor said something I didn't like. So I just held it. I kept it chill. We got back to the spot, and I said some slick ass shit out of the side of my mouth, or something like, "Oh yeah, Jerret, like make the decision because you're the 100% the owner of this place, right? So let me
bro.
let me fall.
Shots fired.
Like, yeah, let me fall back and let you make the decision." He's like, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "What the fuck is your problem?" Then I slid off. It was like something like, I said some slick ass shit. There's people outside. Me and him are screaming in the middle of the street. And then this fucking motherfucker takes his phone and fucking throws his fucking phone in the
Got
middle.
2 big dudes, man.
Yeah, he throws his.
2 aren't little guys.
Yeah, no, but he throws his fucking phone.
Me and you lose this. We're getting.
Yeah, homie throws his fucking phone in the middle of the street. The phone bounces off and hits somebody's car. And everyone's just mad. People in the parking lot, everyone's looking at him. And I'm like, not even mad anymore. I'm hysterically fucking laughing. And he gets in his car and pulls off. But yeah, that's a regular basis. We fight like dogs, but like the 3 of us were brothers though.
Yeah, it's a family.
Yeah. So you guys are getting in a huge fight, and 10 minutes later, you guys will go have pizza or whatever.
Over.
Maybe not 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe like an hour.
Depending on how bad,
Me
right?
and Naeem will get over in 10 minutes, but these two.
Jerret's a little bit more. Jerret's like, you know, the exterior of like a little sensitive teddy bear type shit.
But you know what?
Well, Cam, you're the small one out of the 2, so you're the one who wants to just let them
Of
get
course,
over it.
I'm the meat.
Nah, don't get it twisted.
But Cam is also very chill, and me and him are not chill whatsoever.
Very chill.
You know?
But honestly, it's the perfect dynamic of, you know, the 3 musketeers we could have asked for, you know, because that's the hardest part, you know, opening up a store and everything's new. No one knows what to expect. Everyone has high hopes, but, you know, no one knows really what's really going on. So, you know, you just have to go for it, and it ended up being incredible.
So 15 years you've been playing with this?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe
Longer.
even longer. I mean, I got my first pair of Jordans probably when I was like 6, 7 years old, man.
I mean, yeah, I was doing school projects back in middle school and like doing PowerPoints, and it was like my own sneaker store back then, you know, back in the day. So
Were
Yeah,
were
right.
you heavy in the shoes always?
Bro, I started collecting shoes like 13 years old, you know, up in North Jersey. I was cutting school, hopping the train in the subway from Edison into New York, standing outside of Supreme when I was like, you know, 14, 15 years old. I was big into it from a very young age, yeah.
We're from Philly. We used to, well, I don't know where you went, but I always went to Allentown,
Yep.
Lehigh Valley Mall.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
used to get more of the Jordans in size 8
Mhm.
than anywhere else when I was growing up.
Yeah.
See, I'm from that area too. You know what I mean? So like I got put on by this shit because I had older brothers and shit. So like, you know, you see them like back when I was a kid, it was like the low top Air Forces when they came in like multiple colors. Like remember the Carolinas, the blue with the white shirt, and then it was just like me as a kid, bro, being in that South Jersey Philly area. It was all about the AIs, dog.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I just got a
Straight up.
Just got- yeah.
It was all about the Allen Iverson shoes, bro.
Yeah.
Growing up, if you didn't have a pair of the Reeboks,
Yep.
the AIs, bro, you was a bug.
You were, and remember the original low Air Force Ones back in Philly
Yeah.
and Jersey? Nelly came out with the Air Force One song.
Yep.
And then remember, if they got dirty, you had to throw them away.
Yeah,
Who
of course.
cares?
If you had $50 and it was you needed to put it toward rent, fuck the rent. You got a new pair of Air Force.
Yeah.
And then Allen came out with his shoes and got.
Yeah, Allen ran the city. He ran that tri-state area with the questions for a grip, the questions and then the answers.
The answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, he ran through all that.
he ran.
I'm friends with him, so I can say like I'm real cool with him. And he ran through all that. 11 wives and 7 kids. Plus, you bought all your friends Bentleys.
That
God
motherfucker.
bless.
That motherfucker was a stud, bro. Back in Philly, that man didn't pay for a meal forever in Philly.
He's on
bro.
the list. He's top.
He's the goat,
Would you
bro.
go top 5?
Yeah.
Bro, he's the pound for pound best fucking player under 6 foot in NBA history.
No.
Jared,
like him.
you don't understand. Like I ran into him many times.
Mhm.
He didn't practice. He was drunk the night before games
Yup.
and high.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking,
Yeah.
and I'm not just talking drunk. I'm talking, and I'm cool with him. So he doesn't give a shit. And I mean, hammered and has a game the next day. It's 3:00 in the morning.
What he say is that we talking about practice.
Yeah.
Pra-
Not the game that I go out and live for,
No,
man. We
no.
talking about practice.
He don't practice.
How
and,
silly is this?
And it was actually, remember when they played the Sixers and the Lakers in the finals?
oh yeah.
The night before one of those games, I saw him bombed, and came out and scored like 44.
The motherfucker used to go up the main line and go to Applebee's with all his
Yep.
homies and
Yeah.
get fucking
There.
Yeah.
I was
smoked.
just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Right there, man.
Fucking,
Yep.
and every time it was a new Bentley, and not the Continental, the big Bentley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had to be paying a grip because he would close the whole restaurant
The whole
down.
restaurant.
The whole
And
Applebee's,
his
the whole posse be in there just getting
You
bombed.
should have seen him in a jewelry store. You
Yeah,
guys would
I'm
have wished you would
sure,
have opened
bro.
a jewelry
I'm
store.
sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I ain't mad at it though. Fuck it, bro.
He lived his life, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
fucking ain't right.
but I always think about it like, could you imagine what this kid could have been if he actually would have practiced and took care of his body?
Bet to me, Kobe's number one just
Yeah.
because he never gave up.
Really.
And Jordan. Kobe and Jordan.
Jordan, yeah.
Jordan's number one.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Let's not play any.
Jordan did the drunk playing thing too.
Yeah, he would go out to,
Yeah.
remember, he would go out and bet all night and then
Yep.
come into the game.
Betting his own games and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I guess it's funny. But yeah, I mean, fucking crazy. So
All
now-
the greats. So look, Lawrence Taylor,
Yeah,
playing plugged up.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I come into work. We have a crazy night out on Friday, and we're still back at work on Saturday.
Yes.
But you know
Speak
what?
for yourself, nigga.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
But how much fun were sports then when you could watch and they could just do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
It was so much more entertaining.
Yeah.
So now when you guys, fast forward a little bit, all the trials and tribulations, which we can, step on a little bit later, but what makes you want to go into vintage, hard as hell to get shoes? Because now you're looking at massive demand. You got to figure out if it's real or not. I can't imagine it being easy to get, especially the shit that you guys. Can you pull up tab 1 or the website? I mean, you guys got New Balances that are rare.
Yeah.
Adidas.
Yeah.
I mean, go to shop sneakers, and we'll show you others. Just any of them. What's your biggest seller?
Honestly, out of like Nikes and shit?
Yeah.
It'd probably be Jordan 1s and Dunks.
Yeah.
Jordan
ones,
ones.
dunks.
Yeah.
Dunks, Yeezys.
Classic, simple colorway.
And then you got like the miscellaneous collabs that they do with Jordan, like the Unions or the Off-Whites, shit like that.
Yeah. See, I like the low. What do you got? Oh, you got the black ones in low. See, that's not bad. 400 ain't bad.
Now, we try to keep our prices fair as the best that we can because, again, like we're not resellers though. You know what I mean? Like we're really in this shit because we want to provide a service for people to
like
get.
we want to see people come into the store and like leave like, oh my God, they feel like a different person because of all the items they just copped,
I mean, you got all the Yeezys too.
Yeah, we got a full wall of
Oh,
that shit.
yeah.
Mhm.
Now, are they still selling like they used to be?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they?
That's like a staple.
Yeah. Who's he dating now?
Julia
Julia
Fox.
Fox.
Yo, that
Which-
bitch is bad as
She-
fuck though,
she's
bro.
bad.
Yeah,
I support it.
he
Love it.
he update. He
I like that look.
he
Fuck
upgraded.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
Yeah. You see his song? He said he's
Yeah.
gonna fuck him
Yeah,
up.
Good. I hope he does.
God save me from the crash,
Yeah.
so I can beat Pete Davidson's ass.
Yeah, we're here for you guys. What is she thinking with Pete Davidson? And then he just got done
Yo.
banging Ariana Grande. I mean, this guy's hitting tens left and
Hey,
right.
yo, whatever that dude is doing,
Yeah.
Give
God
it to me.
God
Oh,
bless.
Pete Davidson,
Yeah.
bro, he must got a stick, bro.
Yes.
He's got to have a
But I
stick,
think the
bro.
sister's putting him on to that.
Pepper
Like,
up.
you know, she's like,
Something.
listen, I'm with a white tatted dude.
I
Maybe
agree.
you should try it.
That's
Bro.
exactly what it is.
He's like
Yeah.
pale too, bro,
Yeah.
and whack. He looks
He's-
like
Yeah.
exactly what it
pale.
is.
Little high school kid.
He's got like UFC ears. Look, I'm not breaking his
Yeah,
balls.
nah,
He's
it's-
pulling
yeah.
whatever.
he's pulling pussy we wish we could get.
Yeah,
You
whenever,
know what I mean?
whenever the Kardashians do that, they all do the same shit. One goes to the basketball player, the other goes to the
Exactly.
basketball
Bro,
player.
all
Now
I-
one's with a punk rocker, the other one's with a
Yeah,
punk rocker.
Kardashians ruin niggas though, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
I can go down the track record. Every black man they fucked, bro, is like
Yep.
fucked up,
Their
bro.
careers-
Kanye ain't.
I mean, where's Chris Humphries? Where's Reggie Bush? Like, where are they at?
where- yeah, where-
where they
West
at?
a billionaire, bro.
I know, but where they at? Like those niggas are gone, bro.
Yo,
you never heard of them.
Yo,
anymore.
where did Bush go? Last time I checked, he was breaking records left and right and dated her, and then
Yeah,
he died.
he's stuck.
now I
it-
think he's in like Wendy's commercials.
yeah, I mean Reggie Bush was running fucking with the New Orleans Saints, like doing well. Fuck Kim Kardashian, the career's over.
Done.
Boom, gone.
Rob, I mean, not to stay on this too long, but you got to see the Travis Scott shoes. They're fucking badass.
Oh, my kid wants those ones too.
They got them.
Yeah, we get a bunch of
They're
pairs. of
they're
them a
under.
lot.
Who makes them? Adidas.
Nike.
Nike.
Nikes.
Nike.
They're with Nike. Wow.
Yeah, Travis
Yeah.
Scott, Nike.
Yeah, my kid wants those ones.
They're sick.
They're fire.
Now, what's the process when we pull them up? Where the hell are they? Down.
They're the like brown looking
There's a
ones. right?
couple. Yeah, we
Yeah, there's a couple different
different
silhouettes,
ones.
though.
This one? Is that it?
No,
No, that's
no.
a Supreme Air Force.
Keep going.
Let's see.
So if you're listening, we're just going through the gazillion hard as hell to get
Yeah,
shoes that they have,
one
trying to
second.
find the Travis Scott. But if you want to see
Oh,
it, you
there's a
can go to
pair to the right, to the
shopheadache.com.
right.
Yeah, top right.
To the right.
The 1700. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a Nike SB.
It was a different one I saw.
Are you referring
Yeah,
to?
he's got a couple different models with
Yeah.
Nike, but
Yeah.
this is a very sought after pair, one of the more expensive ones.
It was, I don't know which
Crazy
one it was. It
rare.
reminded me kind of more of like a running shoe, almost like the
Right,
newer-
the Air Max.
Yeah, the
Yeah, Air
React
Max.
270s
270.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had a bunch. They're actually pretty cost effective too. Those
Yeah.
ain't bad.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Air Max ones. Yeah, those
Yeah,
were
those
cool.
are a cool pair.
And you got New Balance retros.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
realize that.
He's wearing. You're wearing.
Yeah,
swear.
yeah, I got one of
Put
them.
your foot up, let me see.
Let's see. I don't want to break the tape.
Don't break your fucking.
But you're wearing New Balances too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the
990.
ALD collabs that they resurrected. Brought the shoe back.
I could see it on the white.
You know who loves these? Lilo Brancato. He played in Bronx Tale.
Oh, I
He
know.
won't wear anything. Yeah, he's been. Yeah.
He works in the treatment industry, I think. No.
Nah, he was. He's
did?
back to movies now. Yeah, he
yeah.
came in, did an interview with him. He's doing a movie called Sleepyhead now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like back the way it used to be. And
That
then-
was what Coludrimo, right?
yeah, Kaludro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Kaludro.
he's coming back with the black girl that was in that.
Oh, I love
Remember?
that.
Listen to me, or you're gonna fucking die.
Cameron
Ask
loves
him.
Bitches.
She looks almost identical to she did 20 years ago.
She
Really?
has-
I don't
she has
doubt
an
it.
A little
age-
bit
Black
heavier
crack.
because she had kids,
she
but
hasn't aged
not
a
much.
fucking day. Not a day.
What's that?
She hasn't aged.
Not a
fucking
day. Not a day. So now, when you guys go to get these shoes, what's the process you guys go through to find them?
All right, so we've been doing this, for
And don't give away your tricks.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But we've been doing this for a very long time. So right off the bat, when we pick up a shoe, we can like almost instantly just pick up the way the shape is, the way everything's supposed to look. And we don't just buy shoes just off any old plain Jane that comes into the store. There's guys we've been dealing with for years that have been supplying us personally through sneakers, and then, guys that we deal with that sell us, big bulk amounts. But there's a whole process with, getting a black light out, legit checking, making sure everything's authentic. But that's why, that's why it's so cool buying stuff from real collectors, because it's like we could just pick it up and know just off the look of it how it's supposed to look and the materials and everything. But there's a whole process. There's a few steps that have to go in place because fakes are everywhere now, but you got to be so on point with it. We're just always super careful and always, up on it.
Cash App. Go to cash.app. Cash App, the easiest way to send money, spend money, save money, and buy cryptocurrency. Cash App believes in providing everyone with access to important financial services so they can fully participate in the economy. Sign up today for Cash App. Use the code MSCS. Additionally, once signed up, create an invite code. When a friend uses the invite code, and sends $5 or more from a newly created Cash App account, another bonus will arrive within 14 days. That's cash.app or download the app and sign up. Cash App.
Yo, one of the sick things too, like for a shoe like this, $1,700, like, you know, if a general release shoe comes out on like the Nike app, everybody's going to try to get it for that price. Some people hit, and maybe you hit a couple of shoes throughout the year that you don't even want necessarily, but you know you're going to get it for the cheaper price, and then it's going to appreciate in value. So you're going to be able to get more value out of it. So like we'll have a kid that's interested to have this, that's got like a closet full of X, Y, and Z, and he'll come in with stacks of shoes and be like, yo, what are you guys willing to take? What's the trade-in value you're willing to give me? And maybe we'll get, you know, $1,100 trade-in value out of that stuff, add $600, and you're walking out with the Travis Scott shoe.
Yeah, you can't. So people listen to this, take care of your shoes because you can trade them in for a trade-in on shoes that you probably will never get.
Yeah.
Right. And that's if you have them. Now isn't like the size of the shoe a real pain in the ass?
Say that again?
The size. So like I'm an 8 or a 9.
Right.
That don't mean nothing, by the way. But I'm an 8 or 9.
I like that about you.
God bless.
One day we'll stand away from the urinal. I'm just fucking. I used to do that in Philly in Blue Martini just to be an asshole. But so, you know, like I'm 8 or 9, they never have 8 or 9.
Right.
And then a couple of my friends were like that 9 to 11-ish area, tough. But then if you're like 12, 13, 14, you guys know better than me. Just what I seen.
Oh, 12s are tough for me.
Are they 12? What's tough for you?
I'm a 12.
So like 13 and 14 type shit, we stay away from it because sometimes it can be just like a brick. It's just like, you know, the bigger the size sometimes, bro, it's hard to get it off the shelf. So like over like the years of like owning the shop, we've had some real fire, like heat shit in like size 14, and me and Cameron and Jerret be like, yo, this is a good shoe, but like we don't want to buy it. You know what I mean? Because it's like it gets stuck on the inventory because like you got to be a big motherfucker to come in there with a size 14.
I only know 3 people with that big a shoe. Willie Rofe, who's a Hall of Fame football player. Remember he was
bigger than that. He's 18.
He's 18. Willie Rofe is a Hall of Fame football player.
Before, yeah.
His foot's like this.
We've had a few people come in and be like, yo, you got any size 18 shit? We're like, nah, dog.
It's too big of an investment,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, the bigger size.
It don't matter how much
you gotta
money.
be an athlete to really rock those.
Right.
It's not the everyday average person coming in.
The
Also-
other 2 I was going to name you were athletes.
Yeah, I mean, what's the chances that the one that we take in is the one that he's going to want anyway?
Right, yeah. So we try to stay away. I think what our usual cutoff is like 13. We kind of stop at like size 13, and that's kind of, we won't go any past that.
And what's the toughest size you guys have getting in?
I would say the small size, like the 5s, the 6, the 7s, because now it's like it's so crazy because I remember back in the day, like shoes was like a thing where it was just like dudes and then like a couple like cool chicks that would want to rock this shit. But now it's like, since it's so like commercialized now, you see like you get a lot of like just girls in general, like basic little girls that want to come in and they want Dunks and Jordan 1s, and like they like everyone's asking for it because they see everybody wearing it. So like our smaller sizes, like the 5s, as soon as we get them, we post them, they're like right out the door.
I agree with you because, you know, girls that I never thought I would see wearing Jordans or Yeezys or things that we wore growing up that you never would see a woman in.
Yeah.
Now they all want it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They're all
now,
into it now.
kids. I saw you got a little bit of kids stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Small sizes. I bet once, like, if you really stock on that, it will fly like crazy.
Anytime there's like little baby Yeezys that come in, it's
Gone.
Crazy, they go.
Now, are they the hardest thing to get out of everything you guys got?
We see a lot of like baby size like Yeezys. We had some baby foam runners, some baby we had some baby sandals, I think, some shit like that. It's like the smaller sizes.
Yeah.
We get those. They just don't last that long.
They sell right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from a shoe guy, and so is Rob, how do you guys keep up with the release dates?
Believe it or not, it's crazy though.
Sneaker, I used to always go.
Honestly,
sneakerheads?
this guy is the one, bro. Like he's the guy that's sitting in his bed at fucking 2:00 in the morning, and we'll just get alerts. He just sends us like this is coming. Like he's done that for years though. Even before we opened the shop, that like he'll sit on Instagram and he'll send out a story about like, yo, this is coming out, and then it's like we're like, damn, Like, what the fuck?
And of course, we get plugged up with some guys that get stuff early, this and that.
Well, yeah, they hook you up now,
Yeah.
but like early on, like
No,
how
for
did
us
you
to-
go about?
He
It was
means for us
tough.
to have in the shop.
For-
and-
Yeah.
Oh, they throw it to you. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Occasionally we have a couple of deals with some people that we can
Yeah.
try to get some stuff, for the low, and then
If I had a gun to my head, I would have said Jared's role
Yeah.
basically would have been to figure out like the release date, decide like
Yeah.
kind of like the logistics.
I do like the
Yeah.
back. I do like the back end.
That's what you look like, a real logistical person.
he's very organized, like
Yeah.
psycho
Oh,
organized.
You'd hate being around me. I'm a fucking mess.
Are you?
I'm like
Yeah, I'm
left
very
of-
OCD about my everything. Right?
He's all right. He deals with me, and I'm the least.
me and you both. Listen, I'll
Yeah.
throw that thing on the ground and walk away and forget I even put it there.
This
Like
mother-
the can.
This motherfucker won't let you eat in his car and shit, bro. Nothing,
I know.
nothing, bro.
Hey, right here.
What? Nope.
Bro, we were
Listen, if that fucking curtain isn't, he's rubbing off of me, by the way. Because
Yeah.
I was the type that would just throw it at the curtain. Nah, fuck it, it's open, whatever.
Nah.
He sees everything.
bro,
He's like you, everything.
If I get
You
a
know what?
stain on my shirt, I feel like it's burning.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Naeem, listen, we need guys like him because without him, we'll come in with shit all over us.
Yeah, but this motherfucker had me hot one time. We went to a sneaker event, bro. I was so fucking hungry. We stopped at a gas station. I bought a candy bar. I get back in the car. He's like, yo, you can't eat that shit. I'm like, really? I threw
For
that
the
shit.
record, the way he eats is
Oh,
on,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Oh,
it's
so-
like we're watching where the
Okay.
crumbs are going.
dude.
So, Jared, what he tried to say is you wouldn't let him eat a candy bar in the car, but what you forgot to say is when he opens the wrapper,
Chocolate
like me,
everywhere.
like
yeah.
me,
bro.
it just falls apart over everywhere.
I just threw it out the window. I was so mad. I was like, fuck it. I don't want it.
Like, yo, I swear to God, like sometimes, I mean, me and him both, like, he'll be eating something and I'm just watching it and I look at Cam and we're like, he don't even know.
It's
He doesn't even know what he's like a croissant. And he's just squeezing it too hard, and there's just stuff coming through his fingers all over the place, and he has no idea, you know.
Oh, hey, don't feel bad. You should see my car. I got more granola bar on the side, like crumbs, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm enjoying my meal. I'm enjoying my life.
Yeah.
Let me live.
If I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat.
Please, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I wish I could do it.
That's like that Tommy boy.
It's like a
remember?
curse for me, bro.
Yeah, with the
Remember in
M&Ms
Tommy
that
boy
fall
when he
on
puts
top.
the M&Ms roll down on the dashboard?
Fuck. Yo, you guys see what they're doing to M&Ms? They're taking the high heels off all the M&Ms
Why?
Oh no.
because
Gender
it's
neutral.
gender neutral.
Oh,
so
that's
now
fucked
they're
up.
wearing fucking Commerce, and the red M&M is no longer mean to everybody anymore. It's kind of mean.
That's fucking wild.
Wow.
That's crazy.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
That might hurt your shoe store.
Yeah.
So, Jared, on your website, what's your favorite pair of shoes on here?
Supreme, the blue Supreme Dunk High.
Pull them up.
Yeah, great
How
pair.
do
I remember Supreme. Yeah, you probably just put it in there. Just type in Supreme.
Oh, we just got a pair not too long ago, right?
Yep,
Right
they
there.
are.
right
First
there.
ones.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
let me see them. So we're looking at the Nike SB Dunk High Supreme Blue Stars.
That's a beauty.
Man, they must have been a nightmare to get.
Oh, that's a fucking beauty right there.
And they're in good condition, too.
Yeah.
they're wearable, yeah, for sure. There were 3 pairs. I mean,
They only made 3 pairs?
I'm like an angry old guy now, you know? So like the new stuff, if I'm the guy that like complains because I want like original colorways of the Jordans and the material shit now,
Mhm.
so I'm more particular. But I mean, this is like when I was really, really into shoes, like I would have done anything for that. I have them
Yeah.
now, but
Dead stock too, right?
I have a dead stock pair and a size 11,
That's
which
pretty
I might have
cool.
the only one in the world.
Poppy.
What's your favorite pair on there?
Oh, that's tough. I gotta browse through because we sometimes there's stuff that comes in that's my favorite, and then it'll sell right away.
Now, you might know you already got a
don't know
favorite pair
why.
on there.
Bro, it's tough, bro. Out of these two, I'm the worst, bro. They have to have conversations.
Really?
Oh yeah, he buys everything,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, there was a point, there was like a couple months ago, like Jared pulls me to the side. He goes like, he's like whispering to me back. He's like, yo, I think you like need to chill. I'm just like looking out for you. I'm like, the fuck you talking about? He goes, bro, you bought like 30 pairs last month. And I was like, no, I didn't. And then he starts like naming it all off to me. I'm like, I didn't buy 30 pairs, bro. He goes, bro, you bought 30 pairs in a month. And I was like, all right. I'm not going to do it. And then something comes in my size and I go,
31.
I'm like, I got it. I just bought it.
It's bad.
It's bad, bro.
All right, out of the 30 pair, what was more? Nike, more Adidas, more.
See, I haven't really, so
Trash Jerret, because I bet Jerret is.
Yeah, very particular guy that he is.
What would you say his favorite line is?
I mean, I haven't really been fucking with the back in 14, 15, I got like real, maybe it was 13. I got really heavy in the straight runners for like a year and a half. It's like New Balance, Sauconys, like all that run, all like the Ronnie Fee collabs and shit. And then like I shifted back to Jordans. And then I went like 16. I think it was like a lot of Yeezys before like the wave was really hard on it. Like I had all the original, the Pirate Blacks, the Oxford Tans, all that shit. And then it got played out when you see like a bunch of like the fuck boys in Delray, like wearing like the guys that wear like the sandals, and then they start wearing like 350s with everything. It got real weird. And now I'm just strictly like a Nike guy right now. And like New Balances and stuff like that. But I would have to say that in the 31 pairs that I bought from this in the last few months.
It's Nike and Jordans.
Yeah, but I think my favorite pair that I copped this year were the threes, bro. The Amir threes, bro. I think that was my favorite pair this year.
Go to the Yeezys.
That was my favorite pair this year.
See, I was big on them until they changed them. I got keep going down. I know you guys got them.
See, I'm a big fan of the 500s and 700s, but like
I like the ones before that. But before the 350s,
the V1s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Move down before the running.
See, there's nothing more cleaner than that 700 Wave Runner, the original. That was a fucking clean. It was clean as fuck.
See those right there? Nah, keep going down. We're just looking at Yeezys.
The slides are cool.
They came out in black. They were like all black. Then they came out with a pearl white pair.
Oh, the creams. The creams were the all white pair.
It was the first one right there. Go down. Those were my favorite. All the way down.
The turtle doves.
Left.
Yeah, the turtle dove. That's a clean one.
It's the best one.
I had that one in that color. So we're looking at the Adidas Yeezys 350 V1, and then I had them in black, the all black.
Yeah, that's a great pair.
Those are and then when they changed it to that big ass, what do you call it at the bottom? Like the sole,
the boost, the big boost,
that big boost with the 350. I like smaller, tighter shoes.
What threw me off with that shit was that like when Kanye first dropped the V1s, it was so limited, so it was like cool. You know what I mean? And then like he did the V2s, and then you had a couple of the V2s like the Breads, the Belugas, like that shit was cool. And then he just made it so public that it was just like it just like turned me off because it's like. You spend all this money just to, have the same pair that the next motherfucker you're walking by has got the same thing on.
Yeah.
Well, now did that affect you at all? Because
No.
I remember when he came out and he was saying, well, I'm because everybody was bitching they couldn't get him. And he said, well, I'm going to go talk to Adidas because I want everybody to afford the shoe. But like you said, that takes all of the excitement of getting the shoe out of it.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't even matter.
Didn't even matter?
No, I mean, the prices were super high with the first 4 pairs because I mean it's a big difference. So I really like the first four Adidas pairs that he did, just because like if no one told you what that was, that could be like a Margiela shoe. You know what I mean? Like this could be some like extremely high end designer.
Yeah, like it's cool. There's no big name brand.
Exactly.
On it. There's not a huge logo.
Yeah, I love them.
They're nondescript. It's just really well done and high end. It's like a fashion item.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the newer stuff, I mean, he's got his moments still. Like Niam was saying, like, we all love the Wave Runner. You got to.
The Wave Runner's badass.
Yeah.
David Lucas had them.
Yeah.
They looked really good.
Yeah.
Just so clean. I remember
They're
when it
fire.
first came out, bro. I went nuts.
Oh, David Lucas, when he sees this, he's going to be one happy guy.
Yeah, I like those. I'm not a fan of Yeezys.
See, with me, I like all the funky Yeezys that come out.
Yeah.
Like the real crazy.
Like usually
crazy
when the
ones?
customers come in and they pick it up and they're like, "Oh, what the hell is this?" I'm like, that's like my favorite one. I like it even more.
That's
We-
true.
We really did low key start the 450 wave in Atlantic, bro.
Yeah.
The 450s are funky as fuck,
Which
bro.
ones are those?
Yeah, there's some Yeezys that like we'll buy because we like that it's so different.
That's so
Wear them
cool.
in the store, and then when people see them on us, they'll
Those
be
are
like,
pretty
you know
badass.
what? They look pretty.
See, I'm a
cool.
shoe guy, so I'm going to be stuck on here for a minute. Go down a little bit.
Believe it or not, Cameron started the Yeezy.
Far right on the bottom. The alien.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those
those
are
are
that's a
alright.
cool pair.
It's the
They're-
better one.
Yeah,
That's a
they're
pretty
definitely
badass
different.
pair.
Yeah,
The slides too, though. Cameron started the wave. Cameron bought the slides like 2 years before they were like popping.
long time ago.
Yeah, at the old store.
Yeah, when they first came.
They look
out.
comfortable as a motherfucker.
They are, bro.
You tried them on?
Yeah.
I have them, yeah.
I could do that. I don't. The other ones, man.
Comfortable to like run in?
What, the slide or that?
The alien.
That
Yeah,
ones.
you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
buy
yeah,
that.
Yeah, they're
for
badass.
sure.
Rob, last pick. What,
There
what's
it
your-
is right there. The
That's
450
fun.
clouds. That's the shit that I'm fucking with. Yeah.
You fuck with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate them.
How do you wear that?
Love them.
Bro, with jeans, you can wear it with fucking
Love 'em.
shorts, bro.
Maybe I can see that.
See, but you know what's funny? That was one of the most like all the dope boys came in and wanted to buy those, and
Yeah.
I loved them even more because that those were all the guys that were buying them up, and I didn't get it.
Jared, what's
And I
your
loved
thoughts
it.
on these?
I don't like them at all.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, all due respect.
I could appreciate the design.
Yeah, the dime's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I would never wear it.
I wouldn't wear it. Plus, I can't get like another inch and a half to say I'm 5'9.5". So I mean, you know, some of them Yeezys I get 2 inches on.
Yeah.
And then you also have streetwear. I mean, these guys are fully fucking loaded.
Yeah.
The shop
So-
is sick.
And Supreme's, I don't know if it's still a bitch, but back in the day, they would come out with T-shirts, 120 a clip. Within, you know, they'd have the countdown, remember, on the app,
Yeah.
and they were gone.
It's
And then
even worse now.
It's Well,
It's
now
even worse.
to me, they changed. Oh, you guys got Babe too?
Well, they sold too. They sold to what was the company? They sold it to a public company, right?
Who?
Supreme.
Bathing Ape.
Supreme sold 50% of the equity to LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy.
Right. They're all connected together.
for $500 million.
Yeah.
And they were a single person, James Jebbia, owned shop since 1994. They've done all their own production. They have done all their own manufacturing, and they only sell in Supreme. So they kept everything in house the entire way through. It's pretty badass. If you like, they kept like 100% pure to what they did, the way that they wanted it to do. They've got absolutely nobody on the outside that's got any take on what they're doing. I think it's a really incredible story. Like, people don't really think about that. But I mean, I still love Supreme. To me, that was like a huge part of my childhood.
Facts.
And then I was around like right at the time when that, it wasn't like streetwear and sneakers. It was sneakers were a thing. And then, people slowly started to kind of like put outfits together with it, and they started to bring brands together. And, I think it came big with like Crooks and Castles, 10 Deep, Obey, and Shepherd Ferry,
Diamond Supply.
Diamond Supply, dude, Nikki Terche.
Even the hundreds.
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 Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. See, this stuff started happening, and then it exploded into a culture. You know what I mean? And Supreme was a decade before.
Mm-hmm.
They were a decade ahead of all of that.
That's the clip because I never knew what happened to them and that they were a decade before. Because Jared, so I got into Bathing Ape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was rocking Bathing Ape for a while because it was real cool, but not too crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just different.
Yeah.
Then they started to get a little bit crazy, like crazy.
Bro, Lil Wayne was that was like the shit back in the day.
Remember
with
the cover?
Yeah, bro.
Then I went from Bathing Ape to Supreme.
Yeah.
And when I stepped in, it was all about that T-shirt. They had a black T-shirt with the red.
The
Yeah, box.
box
It was
logo.
just a box,
Yeah.
and that's what everybody wanted. They'd have it at Saks for $190. Cool shoes, little things like that, scarves. Then they hooked up with Louis Vuitton, a couple other collaborators they did, and then it was like all of a sudden they weren't like the hottest thing in the world. And then after that, I remember Off-White. Remember Off-White?
Yeah.
They had their little run, and then after that, I don't know. I went back to Arpiro Armani and Giorgio Armani.
But you know what
still
really-
got cool shoes.
You know what really put me on the Supreme as a kid though? It was seeing that fucking cover with Jules Santana and Jim Jones with the Supreme on, bro. That's the shit when I was like, what was that, like 2001 type shit? When they did that photo shoot with them? And it was just like, I'm looking at that as a kid, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I need this shit. And then it was just like, I feel like Supreme blew up after that, like heavy.
So, Jared, what's the backstory to Supreme? Before they got popular to everybody, well, what's the backstory?
It's just a skate shop on Lafayette in the city. That's it, and like it was just Supreme was like a cultural phenomenon. Like the guy that owns it and the people that had some like creative direction in the company, they were into like the stuff that we were all into, and that was relevant at the time that wasn't popular. You know what I mean? So like Dipset, you know, these guys love like, you know, Dipset and like, you know, some of the like the darker underground like punk rock and metal that was big in New York, and it just kind of merged with the skate scene. And you know, it was somewhere between like the hood and the underground music culture, the skate culture, and then, you know, the sneaker culture. They did the early, I think that were they the first collaborator with Nike SB?
I think so.
I
Yeah,
think
because
so.
Nike SB started like in 03, and I think Supreme started doing it.
lows.
Yeah, Supreme started
lows.
doing it 03, 04. So yeah.
And that is when that was really like, in my opinion, the birth of streetwear
Yeah.
and the whole culture. Nike SB, you know, so Nike put out a skateboarding line, and they were dropping the shoes at just skate shops, which created an entire market for skate shops, which were then at the point like a little bit obsolete. No one's going to skate shops to buy clothes. You go to buy a skateboard, and they were, you know, you're not getting a drop online. So the only way that you could purchase it is going in the skate shops. And Supreme had a Nike SB account. And if you look at the Dunk, which was the shoe that they were putting out originally, it's, you know, a beefed up, padded up version of a Jordan 1.
But you kind of couldn't have picked a better shoe to collaborate, right? I mean, Jordan
Perfect.
1. I mean, it couldn't get any better, right?
And they released the Supreme Dunk Low, and it was, you know, they took the colorways off of Jordan 3s, and anybody that was into it or knew about it, like my mind just exploded. You know?
And they had the celebs behind them too for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just one of those brands that really pushed the boundaries so early on that people like it was just making their head spin, that people just couldn't wrap their mind around it. Like
and the amount.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the guy with the jeans, what the starts with the B. Everybody wanted them for a while. They were real tight.
well,
Say that again?
Balmain.
Balmain,
Yeah.
Like for a
Okay.
minute there, he was on. I mean, he's still doing well, but remember for a second, he was on fire.
Yeah.
And people were spending $3,000-4,000 for a pair of jeans, and then it kind of got old. You know.
But that's what's so, you know, impressive with some of these brands. You really got to take notes is like brands like Supreme started in 93, 94. It's 2021 and we're still talking about it, and
They
bigger
did
than
something.
ever. Yeah.
And what's cool is something that Niam said. He's like, look, if you want to come in and just hang out and look and see what we got, that's fine. It's not like if you walk in, you got to buy something.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
no, that's
we
the
ain't-
total vibe we bring in the
The
store.
vibe is the experience. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we just some fucking sneaker dudes and like that like the fashion shit, bro. So like, bro, we got guys that come in, have never bought a single thing from us, come in once a week, shoot the shit with us for 45 minutes to an hour and leave. We don't give a fuck, man. You know what I mean?
Burns up 45 minutes of your time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we do fucking weird shit. Like I fucking taught myself how to fucking DJ type shit.
Did
So
he?
like I'll fucking walk on Saturdays. I'll put the little laptop up, spin some music. I'm not good, but like it's just a fucking vibe.
It's funny. It draws people.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of Atlantic Avenue, bro, and they fucking hate us, bro. Like our music's
sure they do.
our music's loud. We're ruining people's dinner experiences outside.
Turn it up just a little bit for
Yeah.
me.
Oh no,
Tell him I did it.
oh no. Some guy came in the one time and was like, "Yo, can you turn it down?" I was like, "No, get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. You don't want to come in or go somewhere else.
No, they were eating outside. He's like, "You're destroying our dinner experience," and we were like, "We don't care."
Well, then maybe you should look across the street at a vintage sneaker store that has retros, and it's not going to be normal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Go to the vintage on there.
Do we have anything up on there?
Yeah, there should be.
Yeah.
I
Oh, we
that's
do,
vintage
actually.
Yeah.
clothing.
You got some sports shirts in there.
Yeah.
Now, you designed these, Cam?
No. So this is actual. So the stuff I designed is all
On the other side,
inspired
yeah.
by this.
Okay.
vintage.
Crazy thing about Sage Garments, Cameron likes to give out free T-shirts to certain individuals.
So these here on the Shop Headache site, these all match shoes that you got, I assume.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's real vintage though.
Right.
All this stuff is from, you know, the 90s, the 80s. Yeah.
Saw stuff that like we picked out and shit, like handpicked and shit.
Bob Marley. Yeah. Cool shit. You
Mhm.
see they got the Simpsons on there?
Yeah, I like that.
Fuck, Simpsons fucking blew my brains out the other day. They predicted all this shit like
Yeah,
years ago. You see that?
Crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, weird, bro.
See, you got NASCAR?
Yeah,
You know that the only fan group bigger than NASCAR is country people? That's it.
mm,
Makes
NASCAR's
sense.
huge.
Yeah.
yeah.
Country's even bigger.
Yep. Makes sense.
No one's even close to the country. Because when they're like country fans, that's it.
Yeah.
Forever.
They're in
NASCAR fans, forever.
Mhm.
Go to the Sage Garments. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's Sage Garment.
Now this is my second favorite, other than being a shoe lover. I just think these shirts are fucking cool.
The material.
The
on this
Hardy
shit.
Boys. Look at that. That's
Yeah, so all this, is inspired by all that good stuff from back in the day. And I came about all this during COVID, once the store was closed up. I was reselling all these vintage t-shirts, everything from the 90s. And I was just like, yo, some of this stuff that, comes out nowadays, it just isn't as cool as the stuff from the 90s.
No.
I want to make something that's just as cool from like back in the day.
Go to Home.
His
There's more
shit's
on the Home.
fucking. His t-shirts are fucking fire. Bro.
So one of them, he's got Tony Soprano. Who is that in that
DX.
WWE?
That's
DX.
DX.
DX, yeah.
thing.
the mask.
Yeah,
The
and everything
mask.
I make is, it's all supply and demand. So everything I make is all limited runs of it.
You got Dre over there with Eminem. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are all the front and back
Britney
sides
Spears.
of the t-shirts.
He's got
And they're all
Britney
massive.
Spears.
When I print them on the t-shirts, they take up like the entire shirt.
So if somebody goes on here and grabs one of these because they're ordered to make.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what's the ETA time?
So usually it takes about maybe 4 weeks and, then 3-7 days for shipping kind of thing.
How if they buy bulk?
So
Any quicker?
usually same amount of
Same
time.
amount of
Unless I
time?
have stuff already kind of on hand. But I try to really, own up to like
Wow.
everything being limited,
Well, that's what makes.
I want, because I want,
Drives the man.
I want someone to be, I want even, if you're wearing the shirt, I want someone to be like, come up to you, and be like, yo, where the fuck did you get that?
The,
Well,
the only thing that's not limited about his t-shirts is Cameron likes to give out Britney Spears tees to the Pacific people, like all of his hoes. They all got the same tee.
I would ask why he does that, but I don't want to put him in a bad position.
Promotional use only.
Yo, what's your favorite one you did?
My favorite, honestly, I think it's the Sting one right here. This is my absolute favorite. I
It
made
is
this
that
shirt
one.
before my website even got launched. So this was like one of the first designs. And this is the most asked about, most hyped up.
Yeah.
Stinger.
This is the craziest design. Like people message me. I've had this brand going on for almost a year, a little bit under. I get a message on my Instagram almost every day. I kid you not, about this t-shirt.
So is it just back order right now? Because right now,
I
have 2 in stock.
I just did a limited run. Yeah, so I'll put them up. Some of the shirts will be available for 48 hours. Some shirts people have no idea when they'll be available. They just come off limited. So it really just helps drive it where it's like if you don't cop it now, you may never see it again kind of thing.
Okay, now do you have any of these shirts in store? Or this is
Yeah. Oh, no.
online?
I have them at Headache.
Okay.
And they resell for about 150. So I sell them on my personal website for 75, but then the resale aftermarket is 150. And I got
Okay,
that
nice.
number because I was doing a little research on like Grail, Depop, and I saw someone resell one of my t-shirts for 150 and I was like, holy shit, this guy bought it for 75 and resold
Sure.
it. I'm going to do the same, I'm going to put him in the store for the same thing,
So, Jared, what are we going to do about this? If somebody's waiting for one of these T-shirts to come out, what's he going to do? Just put it in the store and whoever walks in
First
gets it?
come, first
That's
serve.
up to
Yeah, pretty much.
That's on.
That's a tricky fucking ball game.
Yeah.
But good business move because if you really want it, you're going to keep checking.
Exactly.
Dude, tell him the truth.
Pretty
We can't.
fucking smart.
We
can't
can't
even
keep
keep 'em, man.
his shit in the store, bro.
No.
I posted up 2 Tony
is good.
Soprano ones recently, and I had 4 or 5 kids come in the store, and they were already sold out within like an hour or so. And I was just like, wow.
I'm surprised your 2 Soprano ones didn't take off like
Yeah.
crazy because that shit movie came out. Did you guys see the shit movie that came out?
When the
Saints of
Newark, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
hate. I didn't
Yeah.
hate the movie.
Yeah,
I never watched it yet.
I'm with you. I didn't hate it, but when I compare, I'm walking in thinking it's going to be like, okay, because the Sopranos ending kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're like going to build up the young life and then get into the good shit that everybody wants to see, but it never turned out that way. That's why I didn't like it.
I don't know. I'm a mega Sopranos fan. You
Me
know what I
too.
mean?
Yeah.
So I took it for what it was. I
Yeah.
appreciated like some extra like story to it. You know?
I wish they'd do the ending again.
Yeah.
You know, like
I like the ending. Do you like the ending?
I don't know. You know what? I was a little 50-50 with it too.
You?
What, the movie?
The ending? No, the ending of Sopranos.
the series.
Oh,
I
the
didn't fuck
series,
with that.
yeah.
I didn't like it.
No?
It made me upset.
Yeah, it will make you upset because the ending you don't quite know. Like you think you know, but
You have
you
no
don't know.
idea.
And then the movie comes out and you think you're gonna know, you don't know, and then they come out with this one, and I'm like you, I'm sitting there trying, hoping I'm gonna know, and then they don't even get into anything past like 1940, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of conversations regarding
lot.
the end of Sopranos and the movie, but the ending, I have a whole.
With the movie, the New York movie, I think if everybody wasn't expecting it to be a lead off of the series, it would have been fine. But being that everybody kind of just assumed in their mind, and we were, going through the pandemic,
Yeah.
everybody assumed that it was going to be a lead off of that, and then when it wasn't, it was a letdown. You know what I mean? Just my opinion.
I guess everybody just wanted action. I feel like, but I was interested in the story.
And there's one of your shirts there.
Yeah, so this is the Instagram page, and yeah, the Tony shirt's one of the most popular shirts that I've designed, and
Fire.
I've never seen anyone else do another like take on it. And with me, I come from an artist background, so everything I try to design, I want it to be art, more so art on a T-shirt.
Do you guys know Victor Concepcion? You guys know him?
Yeah,
He does like a bunch of big events around like Wellington. He'll do what are some of the events Vic does?
I know the name.
Yeah, he did that.
He can do one hell of a rock impersonation.
Really?
Oh, he's the best. But when he has these events, I'll hook you up with him if you guys want. I mean, they're massive. He has like G5s come in, and he donates some of the money that comes in. But they had a painting of like the Sopranos and some paintings that you have in T-shirts, even like a Chucky.
Yeah.
100K.
Wow.
And listen to me, the guys are lined up to buy the shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guy stands up on a thing at one of this guy's events and buys a fucking $200 million yacht just like this. I mean, the guy's suit was tailored. I mean, impeccable. You know what I mean? But it's big, and it's cool how you mix all this shit together.
Yeah.
So now with the shoes, what is the biggest problem you guys have had together to deal with? As in getting them, the sizes, fake shit, so on and so forth. When I was growing up, we would always look at the 11s, and if they were fake, you could see through on that rubber.
Yeah.
So when all my friends would get them, I check right there because I knew I had the real motherfuckers. I waited in that line,
Yeah.
and if that fucking tip right there, if I could see through any of that or not, don't even play me, homie. I went in and bought the bitches. I waited in that line. So nowadays, like, how do you guys go about that? Jerret, I know you got an eye like a motherfucker for that.
Actually, I'm not good at it.
No?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not relevant anymore.
You must be real good at it. I see you being good at it.
He's been beat. The best one here is Cameron.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best person, he's not here,
Cardi.
is our little meatball, little worker, Cardi. We love him. But the kid's a fucking freak. He's like
Need that, bro.
No, he's like 18 years old, bro. The kid will look at the shoe. He'll be like, yo, it's fake. He can smell it. He'll smell it. Black lights it.
Everything.
Yeah, it's just hard, bro, because you look at it from like our point of view is like, it's hard to tell the difference sometimes between some of this fake shit, bro. Because I've always been the kid where like, I go get it from like the person that I know that's reputable. You know what I mean? Like before we happened to store, bro, we would buy a lot of our shit from this place in Miami called Daily. You know what I mean? Like those are the homies. And like, so like if I wanted something, I would go get it from them. I mean, they've already done the work necessarily to know if it's real or fake. But nowadays, bro, you got Chinese stamps on shit, bro, where like the whole shoe itself could look immaculate. You hit it with the black light, it's got like a little tiny stamp somewhere.
Is that where you can really tell with that black light?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
big
what
thing.
it comes down to now.
Because, back before when I couldn't get them, I got friends in China, so I'd say, look, it better be good. I want I know you guys heard this shit, a 1-for-1 trip away. It's still only $40-$50 just to see it out,
Yeah.
And I got them, and I would compare the real to the fake. And I mean, if you didn't have a black light or one of you guys, I mean, you'd really have to look until you put it on. Then you could feel, at least with the Jordans and the Jordans and the new, I tried one of the, we had a show to tell the difference, the running Yeezys. Not the ones I showed you, not the ones out, the ones that were running like the aliens.
Mhm.
Okay.
But there was like a whole line of like thicker sole.
Mhm.
And those two, I mean, neck and neck unless you put them on your feet.
Yeah. I could tell obvious fake, but I mean, no way, bro.
I mean, honestly, for us, man, like if we don't feel right about it, we ain't buying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be real. Like we've had some incidents where some kids have brought some stuff in. A few of their stuff is fake, and like you'll actually, Jerret and Cam will tell you, bro. Like kid brings in some fake shit. The 2 items that are fake, he might have 2 real ones. I'll be in the back like I don't want it. I don't want none of it.
Oh, they play
Yeah.
that game. So two are real, two are fake.
We've had-
Hoping that you hit
Well,
the.
they might not know.
They might not know
Yeah.
Yeah,
either.
maybe they don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we've had kids come in, bro. Like me and Cam are at the old stop in Lake Worth, and this kid has, I think it was like one of the Supreme Air Forces or something, spent a grip on it. We looked at it, and Cameron was like, yo, it's fake. And he showed me where it was. Go back out to the kid. The kid's like fucking crying because he just spent fucking a couple
Yeah,
$1,000.
it was the high top white and black Supreme Air Force.
Yeah,
ones.
he spent like close to like a band for it, and it was fake, and he had no idea.
No idea. The kid, I remember word for word, was literally told Naeem, he's like, I think I'm going to throw up right now.
Yeah,
I bet he was, right? All the
Yeah.
time he was thinking about.
But with us, we're super cautious with that. Like, you know, yeah, kids will bring in some stuff. It'll be even lightly worn. And if it just looks a little off or we just don't feel kosher about it, we just pass.
Yeah, we ain't
It
fucking
ain't
with it.
worth it.
we ain't fucking with it.
So last thing, I'll get off the shoes. I'm just a big shoe guy. So I'm sorry, guys.
No, of course, we can talk shit all
Please.
day.
We could talk shit about this all day. You know what
I
mean?
just remember all the days waiting in line at the fucking mall and Foot Locker. What's your favorite ones? Is what the he's
I got-
always.
I got
Killing.
like 3.
What's your three?
Pretty simple. The Jordan Concord 11s.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Low or high?
High. I like the high.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
the
Of
low.
course- Nah, the
I
high
like
is.
that
Oh,
better.
And the
Classic
North
there.
Carolina blue.
And
Yeah.
then I got 3 others. So the Air Worms, the Dennis Rodman, the zip. up
Yeah,
Oh,
the shoe.
on the shoe.
wow.
That's a good pick.
Had
You guys got
zip
them?
up on the shoe.
Nah.
The worm?
The Air Worms, man.
I don't think they're wearable
Ooh.
anymore.
Probably not.
I wish I still had mine. You know, the zipper broke. I think on mine.
Mhm.
Is where it went. And then
What a pick.
Air Pennies.
Wow.
I guess it would be. God, I don't know if it's the first generation. I don't know the number. You know,
Well, like the 1 cent or like
yeah,
the
the 1 cent.
Okay, they're cool. They make them now.
They started remaking.
And then last one, the Air Bacons.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What was the bacon?
Bacon.
What was the
Beautiful.
bacon?
That's a beautiful fucking shoe. They just redropped
You
it.
talk about the Air Max 90 bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just came out again.
Did they?
Yeah.
Actually, Jared's got a funny story about waiting in long lines back in the day.
Do you?
What?
Tell me, but I want to ask
The
about
car
one shoe.
ride. You want to be on the way to Boyne Mall?
Oh, I almost got arrested. Yeah.
I just want to ask one thing. What about the Kemps? Did they re-come out with the Kemps? The pumps?
They came out like
Kamikaze?
2014, 15,
What
13.
the air?
The black and white Kemps that you could pump, you wore them in the dunk contest?
Oh,
Right? There was like.
they came. I think they redid them for a
10
little
years
bit.
They had a little run where they were bringing back like the kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
They did some Patrick Ewing shit too.
And the Shaq Gnosis kind
Yeah.
of Reebok
Right.
stuff.
Oh,
Did they do a retro Shack yet?
They've
Yeah,
done the Shaq
yeah.
Gnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Did they?
Reebok Shacks.
what was the other one I just thought of and I had as a kid was I just call it the pump. Used to pump up the
Yeah, the
basket.
Reebok
Yeah,
pump.
Reebok Pump.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean Kemp had him. Barkley had him, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they brought him
remember
back
those.
recently,
Yeah.
But Sean Kemp was huge because he was in the dunk. I think he won that dunk
Yeah, I
contest.
had to-
yeah. But they're missing the boat right now because since vintage is so big, they got to bring back all those great bangers from back in the day.
So what's the one that comes in, or what's the most faked one other than Jordan's? I would assume Jordan's number one.
Nah,
right?
I think it'd be
Really?
Yeezys.
Fuck.
Yeezys.
Yeezys.
More fake Yeezys than Jordans.
I mean, you know what? There's even nowadays a good
You
amount
felt
of
that?
like fake off white stuff that goes.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
ton of that.
Off white.
Yeah.
It's still popular.
The,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's-
like the Nike collab.
the Nike
off-white.
collab shit's popping right now, especially that Virgil died too. It's like it's through the roof right now.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the story with Boynton. That you don't want to tell.
Nah,
Maybe I forget. I'm just
I,
fucking with you.
I almost got arrested. Yeah. It was like the grape Jordan 5.
Mm.
Oh fuck! Remember that?
Yeah. and
Everyone knows that shit.
I
It's
knew
fun.
that Boyden had first come first serve in the morning. I think I had the old body Jeep SRT 8 at the time with Porsche exhaust on it, and it was real fast and very loud. And I woke up a little late, took off kind of fast. I think I was doing 75 or 80 on Boynton Beach Boulevard, and
I mean, you can get away with a lot around Florida, but
some dude jumped out in like a construction vest in front of my car and put his hand out, and I had to slam on the brakes, and I skid all the way up to dude. And I'm at a stop now, the light's in front of me, and he like walked around my car, and it's tinted pretty dark, so I'm like looking, and then the guy, I don't see him anymore. And so I was like, oh, construction worker or something, got pissed off. I was flying. And so I threw it back in drive and I took off. That was a cop.
oh
And-
shit!
And that cop was setting up a speed trap on the corner of Boynton and Congress, and I pulled into the mall, and literally they just came flying out of everywhere. And yeah, man, they pulled me out of the car. They're screaming, and they're trying to accuse me of stuff. And I was like, listen, man, I know that I see the way that I look, I get it, but I'm telling you, I'm going to buy a pair of Jordans right now. I apologize. I was like, listen, I'm a man. I made a mistake here. So, I'm willing to take the consequence, whatever. But, sorry that I endangered you and your family. It wasn't right.
But I was trying to get a pair of Jordans, pal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I apologize. And, whatever it's got to be, I'm standing for it. And they wrote me $3,000 worth of tickets.
Really? And that was Boynton Beach?
Boynton Beach.
And he still got the Jordans, though.
I did get the Jordans.
Yeah, he still got
What did the cops say when you said, well, I'm going to get my Jordans?
They were busting my balls.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Most expensive
They should.
Jordans have you ever
No,
bought?
yeah. Actually, probably not.
Yeah, what was, you don't have to say the price, but what was the most expensive shoe you guys invested in?
I know mine. I don't know if you guys.
What, like
Do you mean
personally?
the shop or personal?
For the shop.
Oh, for the shop? Ooh,
Question.
what's the most that we've?
We ever invested in?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we invested a good amount on those Cause 4s when they came in the shop that one time.
Yeah, we had both colorways.
We got the
We had the gray and the
gray pair.
We had the gray and the black.
What was it called?
The Cause
The
Jordan
Cause.
4s.
It was a collaboration between Cause and Air Jordan.
But it's strange. It's different though because what we've invested in, bro. We've had Heineken, SB Dunk.
Yeah, we've had some crazy
we had
stuff.
Stussies.
I mean, we've definitely spent over $1,000 on a pair to then resell them for
Like
close to 2,000 kind
Yeah.
of thing.
I mean, as of recently, I think the most expensive pair we had in the last 2 or 3 months that we invested in, I think it was the Unions and the Travis Scotts.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're very selective though because, like I said, we really don't like our margins to be tied up with like that high. You know what I mean? So we'll try our best not to like spend like we're not scared to spend the money, but like we rather like spend $2,000 on like multiple pairs of shoes, not to spend $2,000 on just one
Yeah,
pair.
because with us, we want to get them in and get them out.
Right. And plus, if you put it all in one, you're kind of hoping in a way, right? Because
I mean, not really. They'll sell.
It'll sell.
It'll sell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but how long, I guess, right?
Everything sells, man.
I mean, there's been times where we bought a shoe for $1,500 and we're like, yo, we're gonna be into this for, we sell for 25. We're gonna be in for this for a minute, and we'll post, and some kid will walk right in and just grab them. You know, what I mean?
Doesn't it seem to always happen that way in business? It's like,
Yeah, it just depends. I feel like though, like what that person's looking for. We've had people come in and spend 10, 15 bands. We've had not too long ago we had Trippie Redd and his little associates come in and they spent like almost 20 bands.
when those Travis Scotts went fucking nuts when that Breezy album or single came out with him. Everybody wanted him.
I feel like Trav got famous when he started popping fucking Kylie.
Well,
that's where he really blew up, when he was blowing her back out.
Well, yeah, that's when he became Travis Scott. You know what I mean?
Can you, a real quick question? Can you guys, like, if someone's like looking for a specific shoe, they get in touch with you and say, "Hey, can you find this for me?" Or
just
not
tell you
really?
to follow the Instagram.
Yeah.
Because with us, we want it to, we create that where you have to kind of be in the loop. You got to pay attention, or otherwise you might miss it. So you really got to be not glued, but you really got to be like paying attention to what's coming in and out. Sure. So, it's like a little hunt.
Yeah. I mean, listen, like we had a woman call the other day that was staying at the Breakers and got on the phone with me.
What do you want, baby?
And she, she wanted all kinds of special treatment. And listen, it's just not here. You know what I mean? Like the store is very successful now. Yep. It's going to sell. No one cares. You know what I'm saying? That,
Correct.
you want to spend some money. I told her, she's like, she wanted me to go through every hoodie that we had in the store. I said, there's no way that's going to happen. You're welcome to come in. We're open. We'd love to have you. You could check out our website if you don't come in. And she was like, let me talk to the manager. I said, yeah, no problem. I mean, but it's just not there. Like, sometimes we come in the morning, Cam will open the shop, and there's a line of people out front of the store.
Yeah.
I respect the fuck out of that
Yeah.
because just because she was from the Breakers, you're not doing nothing for her. You're going to do it for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yo, no one gives
I
a shit
respect
about
that.
your fucking money.
Bro,
But
we-
but listen,
We wouldn't even break. We didn't even break a deal when we have famous niggas come in, bro.
No.
yeah.
We had. I'm not gonna say his name, but we had a nigga come in,
Yeah.
and this man was like, "Yo, you know who I am?" And like me, Jerret, and Cameron, were like, "Yeah, we're aware." And he's like picking out shit, and he's like, "What are you gonna do for me?" And Jarrett's like, "Well, we can see something." I'm in the background. I'm like, "Yo, 15,000, 15,000."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Well, you're not gonna work a deal for promo?" We're like, "No, we don't want to do it."
See,
Yo,
I respect the fuck out of that.
yo, but think about it. Why should we offer a deal
You
to
shouldn't.
dude that's got
Yeah,
more money
that's-
than everybody else?
Right. He could afford 20 times
But
that.
that always
right?
happens.
Bro, we
though.
got dope. We got dope boys that are coming in the shop spending $10,000-$15,000 and not asking for a discount. They're turning around looking at Cameron like, "Yo, after they cash out, you want to go out back and smoke?" You know what I mean? Like it's like we're not those people. We're not like, we're not gonna do it.
You don't take your authenticity away from you.
No, we're never gonna do it.
And this leads to my next question into this. So, Jerret, I got to ask you first. Before you got into all this, what were you doing? Before you got into the shoes and everything, what were you doing?
What, like professionally?
Yeah, like just for work.
I worked in professional like business development and in inpatient treatment and detox for substance abuse disorders, mental health.
Better than my background. How about you?
So before the store, I was working in a hair salon for about like around 5 years.
Cutting hair?
Coloring hair. Yeah, women's hair. Color.
Tons of money. Now.
That's
Yeah,
how he was
ton.
pulling. That's how Cameron
Yeah.
pulling all that fucking
Straight
pussy.
slaying
Yeah.
ass, you little
Yeah.
fucker.
That's
Give
what
it-
he was doing.
I was the straightest guy in a room.
gonna
Oh,
But you know what? Everybody walks in and says, "Oh,
I
I
was
could
gonna
be
say.
comfortable with him.
That's
Yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
Give me
shit.
that."
I mean,
guy."
and they would think I was, gay, which was no problem
No
because then once they found out I wasn't gay, it got even better.
Yeah, this
Oh,
man's
yeah.
body count
It's fucking outrageous, bro.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's giving a bitch, giving them fucking coloring their hair, rubbing his hands through their fucking hair and shit. And then turns around later in the night, gives them the Hebrew hammer.
it
Oh.
Would it be
Shit.
safe to say that you have Reggie White's number, 98?
Reggie, it's up there.
My brother and I chased for 5 years to hit 98, and believe me, anything that walked, we talked to hit 98.
I mean, I'm trying to pull a little Wilt.
So he's not a
Chamberlain out
Reggie
here,
White
but-
yet.
Oh
Right?
no,
He's a Reggie White?
Yeah.
He's a Reggie
Man,
Oh,
he
come
was
on.
Reggie White years
They don't
ago.
make that number
bro.
in sports.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, never mind.
Before he gets.
Never mind.
Great
I hope the guy doesn't have a girlfriend.
No,
I'll cut
no,
it if you do.
Oh no.
No, me and Slav have agreed we're not doing girlfriends for quite some time.
Yeah, man.
And you, what were you doing before you started all this?
Yes.
What were you doing, man?
Elaborate, Naeem.
Y'all niggas ain't shit. What I was doing before this, actually, believe it or not, I was actually like, me and Jerret were in the business development field together. I think I've been for like 10 years. We've been like, we had another company, providing like services for like treatment centers and stuff like that. So I think I got down here in 2010 before I actually linked up with Jerret, bro. Believe it or not, I was a fucking waiter at Brews Room before I started working in the treatment field. And then I linked up with Jerret, 13, 14, somewhere around, maybe, yeah, somewhere around there. It was like,
Yeah, like 2013, 20. Yeah.
yeah, and like I started doing business development. Then I had my own little thing going. Then I merged with Jerret, and then we did that for almost 10 years together before the shop.
So get right or wrong, like that background, in treatment history, that gets you used to dealing with people, right? So now when you go into the shoe business, like a store like that, I would think personally, you might already be good with people, but wouldn't that give you a way to kind of read people more that are coming in or has
I mean,
terrible
yo,
point?
The,
You can just say terrible fucking point.
nah, it's not that. It's
we're a
not.
people person.
Yeah, it's not that. It's a terrible point. Everybody's chill in the shop, and it's just not that. Like, people come in, somebody's gonna tell you what's up, and we're gonna leave you alone to go do it.
Yeah. We don't like being sharp.
Yeah, like bust out your phone, throw it up on Instagram, look at stuff, you know what I mean? Like come and vibe with the dudes at the
Yeah.
counter.
Your favorite song comes on, feel free to twerk.
Yup, straight up.
That's cool. And you put on Instagram and then you got 20 more people at the door.
Yeah, but it's not really that kind of vibe. We save that for like the fucking corporate people and that whole shit.
And the whole like,
You know? Which, listen, sometimes it'll piss somebody off, like, you know, in there, but more often than not, it's like,
People appreciate it, I feel like.
yeah, no, 100%.
Because you guys stay true to yourself is what I'm thinking.
Somebody walks in the door, we're like, yo, welcome to Headache. If you got any questions, let us know. They say, we're just looking around, then we'll fall right back, go to the register, and then you just hear us, like the crew, talking shit, like talking about sneakers, talking about life, talking about whatever. And I feel like a lot of people think it's attractive because like we're not like sharks, we're not hounding them.
Yeah.
And then they like, I feel like people come in and they like want to like be involved in like what we're talking about or like, or like what we think is cool or whatever. You know what I mean?
So I like that because I hate going in these high-end places and they're hovering over you. Like first off, in my opinion, if somebody's walking into a Gucci or a store like yours, high-end, I mean, this is high-end.
Yeah.
You're not getting $29.99 in there, you know? And I hate when I go into those places like that and they follow me everywhere. I want to be left the fuck alone. I've been in here before. Just leave me alone. I'm going to pick what I want, not what you want to get off your shelf. And I'll let you know when I'm ready. And if you ask me like every 5 minutes, hey, do you need anything? Thank you. But don't come over me. I'll stay in there. But I don't give a shit if you have what I want or not. If you're like breathing down my neck,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know,
I don't like that shit.
Exactly. That's why we do it like that.
Yeah. It's obviously working for you. You got I've never seen an actual store that you can walk in with as many things that you have.
That's
that are
sick.
this
Yeah, there's
fucking,
a
and
lot.
not just like a size. You know, a lot of times you'll see
multiple
stores like this, even up in New York, you'll see stores like this, but they'll have like one size.
Yeah.
One size of this, and maybe if you're lucky, they'll have another shoe that is 3 or 4 sizes, but nothing like you guys got.
The shop is, it's an incredible place, man. Like, even like he's been talking about, just to go and hang out. Like, we shoot like a YouTube vlog in there every week that goes up on YouTube. And just like the interaction and the fun and the inside jokes, like amongst all the staff, we got a big staff now.
Yeah.
There's like 9 of us.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just crazy because it was literally just us
Oh,
three
yeah.
going into the store
How many square feet you guys
every
got?
morning.
2,000.
Yeah, it's like 2,000 square
Hey,
foot. Yeah.
hey.
That's a good size.
Bro, I remember like when we opened in Lake Worth, bro, it was just like me and Cameron and like Jerret come in on the weekends, and it was just us, bro. And it was just like, just to sit there, like, no cap. Like, I remember like, I was like the one that was like tweaking when we were moving, bro. Like to the point where like Jerret hits me up one night. He's like, yo, we need to like wind down. We're going to go to this specific place. And I paused on the phone. I was like, bro, I'm not going nowhere, bro. I'm fucking stressed out. We signed the lease and like it was all excited. And then I looked at Jerret and like Cameron had just left. And I looked at Jerret and I just started crying, bro. Like just like tears of joy, but like realizing like we just accomplished something like that. Like I never thought would be possible. Like, I mean, there was no handouts, there's no investors, there's no nothing. It was literally like, honestly, like we don't give Cameron enough credit. You know what I mean? Because no, like on some real shit though, like me and Jerret had other shit going on. You know what I mean? So like the motherfucker that put in like the real hard work is Cameron. Cameron worked at the old store Monday to Saturday. No, Tuesday through Sunday.
Yep.
And we closed on Monday. And motherfucker gets there every day, 12 o'clock, work that store by himself sometimes.
Yeah.
Many hours. You
You'd
know,
even sleep over some nights.
yeah, I mean, bro, like even when we did our events, bro,
Yeah.
like this nigga, like me and Jerret be exhausted from other shit that we got going on. And we would have come in and help set up for the events. We leave 10:30, 11 at night, come in, and Cameron's sleeping on the couch because he has prepared the shop for whatever we needed to be done. So it's like,
100%.
like, no, there is no headache,
Yeah.
right? We can talk all this shit about like, this is like, the 3 of us. It is the 3 of us, but there really is no headache without this guy. Believe it or not, like it was a blessing because me and Jerret were talking about doing this thing. And we were about to bring in some fucking weird motherfucker, like one of our homies that's now like not one of our homies. And like I think about it, like what it would have been like if we would have had this individual.
I don't think you have all those shoes.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's everything.
There just would be no headache without
Yeah.
Cameron. Like we can say whatever we want that but like this man is the reason why like we're here. You know what I mean? Like, because he put his heart and soul in this shit. He built the Instagram. He's the one that took the pictures. He's the one that slow built the followers. Like, you know, like me and Jerret do other shit for the store. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll run around and I'll go get product and like, You know, like I'll make sure like staff is in the positions where they need to be, like, or like, you know, like when I'm there, I'll make sure that like, you know, payouts or whatever we need to do is there. And like Jerret handles the taxes, like the balance of the books. Like we all play our role, but Cameron was the guy that played every hat in every single position since the day that we opened.
Yo, listen, I say it all the time. I'll cut it to you like this when anybody asks me about Cam. We opened a shop in the hood in Lake Worth, and we were there for 2 years. We didn't make shit for profit, nothing.
No.
Zero. You know, we broke even most of the time. We had to put money in a couple of times, me and Niam, throughout the years. He showed up every single day to go to work. Sometimes he'd be in the store by himself. No one would come in the store for the day. But he believed so much in what we were doing that he stayed in there consistently.
Yeah.
And then we found the next location. And we were out the other night. I mean, listen, the amount of money that we did in the 10 days that surround Christmas
Was absurd.
I never thought in a million years. Like, forget that. Our first weekend that we opened in Del Rey, we closed the shop on the end of that Sunday night and all looked at each other and we were like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, it was just surreal.
This actually just happened, you know? And we were out the other night driving, me and him, you know, going to grab food. You know, we all went out and, you know, Cam's looking at me and he's like, yo, we fucking did this, dude. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it, you know? And he's absolutely right. Like, look at where we're at, you know? Like, I would stack up our stock, our vibe, our store against anybody now. You know what I mean? And, you know, we came straight out the mud without taking on, you know, investors, without taking on debt in the middle of the pandemic, you know? And it's incredible. And, you know, straight up, bro, it was on the shoulders of Cam's belief.
Yeah, because to keep it real, like, in the beginning, bro, we were losing so much bread sometimes where like I'd be looking at Jerret and Jerret would call me and be like, yo, we gotta have to throw a couple bands back in here. And you remember those conversations, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Because then it's, you know.
I mean, we mapped it out to like almost a $25,000 investment in the beginning, turned into like between the money that we were putting back in, like almost 80 to like over 80 grand. And I'm sitting there looking at Jerret, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And I remember sitting down with Cameron one day and I was just defeated. Like right before right during the pandemic, and I'm like, bro, like Cameron, like I don't know, bro. I don't know if we can sustain this anymore. And I've never seen this kid like ever like get like worked up or anything. But in that conversation, you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
He sat there and looked at me. He was like, nah, dog, like we gonna do this shit. We have to. We don't got a choice. And he stood up and he was like, first time it's giving me chill. Cause Cameron's like, I put my heart and soul into this shit, man. He's like, we gotta keep pushing. And then like I left there, I was like, all right, we're gonna try. And then like right after the pandemic, like all the hard work started coming in. Like, you know what I mean? Like right after the pandemic, they reopened, bro. Our sales increased. We started seeing a little bit of profit. And like most people would have been like, yo, we're gonna take this money, stuff it in our pocket since we've lost so much. And then we made a decision that like we're gonna keep stuffing money back into the account and let it build because we gotta get the fuck out of Lake Worth.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Only thing we saw sometimes for days in Lake Worth were just straight crack whores. You know what I mean? There was days where the prostitutes were making more money than our
that was the big joke. That was the big joke for a minute.
People don't realize that when we first started, you know, it wasn't all glitz and glamour kind of shit.
I was on Dixie Highway and there was a shooting right across from my shop. I had a vape shop first, and then remember the whole Clinton thing with like the encryption thing? Well, I've been doing coding all my life, the last 20 years, so I can encrypt like your balls if I wanted to. So it was like that timing to open up an encryption shop. So you could bring in your computer, I can encrypt it with deep freeze. Not now on the iPhone, but on the iPhone before like the strong updates, I could encrypt it where, you know, now it pops up and says like, don't track you.
Mm-hmm.
I could put that pop up in 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it was really big. But where I was, and I was doing decent because it's all profit. It's labor work. You know, I had 2 techs back there that could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, after being there for a year and a half, you know, trying to get money back to get something better and shit, I look out and the guy that was next to me, I was real cool with him. You know what I mean? He came over. He's like, yo, bro, You white, get the fuck down. I said, okay, I know what that means. And we all got in the back, pop, 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 pop. I don't know what the fuck they were doing over there. Don't want to know. And I was like, all right, time to go.
Believe it or not, we never got tried in Lake Worth, bro. No, we got tried that one time with the dudes that pulled up to the back. And
there was one.
It was one occasion when these dudes tried it, and I'm like, I'm a fucking retard, bro. You know what I mean? So like Cameron's like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm walking out the door, and I'm like, what's good? Like I'm snapping, and like that was it. We never had any more issues after that. But like, we've had more issues with weirdos in Delray than we ever did in
on
Lake
Atlantic
Worth.
Avenue. If you don't know where Atlantic Avenue,
That's a good point.
Atlantic Avenue is like wherever you live. It's kind of like the downtown where you go, like the Strip.
Yeah,
That's the most happening spot.
If you're in Philly, it's like 2nd Street. If you're in South Jersey, it's like AC before it went to total shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's been a vibe, bro.
Yeah.
It's a fucking.
I was just happy I was cool with the people next to me
Yeah.
because I knew someone was fucked up because they had all this shit in there. And it was one of those places like the same guy came at the same time and then a couple other crazy looking guys at the same time. So like you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I lived downtown Philly.
Bro,
I knew it, just didn't know when.
We used to the weirdest shit that we used to have in Lake Worth is like the hookers would like pick up their little John and they'd be like sucking dick in our parking lot.
Yeah,
bro.
that was very
Yeah.
popular.
Like we.
No, the best part was like people get the word that I can encrypt, right? So now I have big business coming in with suits on. First off, they're not real happy about being off of Dixie Highway.
Yeah.
You know, I could
Right.
see them looking around when they get out of their fucking car, you know, and shit. And then they come in and the place next to me was running hookers in and out all night long, right? The other place, you know, there's just a shooting and it's all X'd up. And here's this guy, you know, getting out of a, 600 AMG, probably a Zena Sue for fucking $7,000, coming in to get his phone. And you could see him looking around. He's like, am I going to be all right here? I'm like, yeah, all right, my man. I was like, it's time
Bro,
to go.
I've had people tell us that they've been following us since they opened, and they're like, "Yo, we just never wanted to come because we didn't want to come into Lake Worth."
But it's interesting though because I feel like we had to start there to really be where we are now.
Yeah,
If, if we
100%.
if we first moved to Atlantic Avenue, we
Never
wouldn't
would have worked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah.
And that was Jared's call because I remember I found the fucking spot in Lake Worth, but me and him went at it on the phone multiple occasions about because I was adamant about like wanting to be on Atlantic Avenue before like we opened, and Jared was like always saying like, yo, we really need to start somewhere where we can grow and make mistakes and it's not going to crush us. Because there was so many things about the business aspect that like we didn't know. You know what I mean? Like we could sell you some fucking shoes, we can do all that, but ain't nobody realized about like sales tax and like, like balancing books, right? Like just all the little things that like we learned on the go that we took some major fucking hits with like money over in Lake Worth for just certain things we didn't know. That if we would have took a $6,000 or $7,000 or $8,000 hit in Delray, that might have fucking folded us up.
So, Ken, would you say that you definitely needed to go through Lake Worth to understand everything before you kind of
You
get
needed
into
to
the
go
big
through-
leagues in a way? Is
Yeah.
that fair to say?
100%. We needed to go through some trial and errors and
No doubt.
and especially opening up at the time, like obviously sneakers were big, but they weren't as big as they are nowadays. So, there was a lot of growing pains, and I'm glad we did it in Lake Worth.
Yeah.
Because even in Lake Worth, we were known for, we would have like midnight events. That was like our thing when we
Shit
first
lit.
opened up.
But
We
the
would-
question is, you're going to die going there for midnight events.
And you know what? There was zero
You know what I
problem.
mean?
We've never
had
But
that
in a
issue.
lot of areas, like in Delray, we couldn't have, we can't be open that late because of the city, ordinances and
Oh,
this
fuck.
and
Are
that.
they doing that out there?
They have a city ordinance at once
They're
at 2
terrible
a.m.
with this
2
shit.
a.m.
Yeah, but in Lake Worth, you could get away with whatever. We could have
Of
been doing
course.
whatever.
Bro, we would
They
pop.
couldn't even believe a business was happening.
yeah.
Bro, we had the cops next door. That I mean, like real shit. We had our Black Friday event when we first opened, and I went across the street to like get a bottle of water, and the cops looking at me. He's like, "Yo, like what's going on?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm one of the owners." He goes, "What the fuck? What are you guys selling in there?" We're like, "Clothes." He's like, "No fucking way." We had a line like wrapped around all the way into the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and it was like, and it was cool.
Yeah.
Everybody was chill.
No fight.
There was no
nothing?
no.
Straight.
Just good vibes. We had one of Cameron's buddy. He's a DJ. Come through,
Yep.
spin music. It was just like people liked it because they knew they were coming and catch a vibe.
And then the first time we had that big midnight event, I think that was the real moment when I was like, wow, if we can do this here in this kind of area at 12 a.m. to like 3 a.m., once we grow and get it going, we're going to be like, it's going to be incredible in the future. But we,
Now,
gotta
what time
set
do the bars close?
2 a.m.
God, if you could get one more hour, right, and be open till 3, and then everybody comes to the bars,
No.
they get their pizza and then the shoe store.
Yeah, but you know what?
We don't want that shit.
He's right. We can't deal.
Too dangerous.
Well, it's just we can't deal with these people. Like the drunk people, they don't want to spend money.
They just want to talk shit.
Yeah, they want to like flop around and like it's messy, man.
And I'm like, and I'm hot headed as fuck, too,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm like pretty chill, but like yo, we were like thinking about, do we open late? And then like Jerret goes home one night. Me and Cameron are like fixing the shop up, and we got our answer because we're out cleaning the windows, and there's this fucking drunk guy in the middle of the street just popping shit for about an hour. I didn't say nothing, and all of a sudden, like he said one thing, I think that flipped the switch, and like I'm in the middle of the road, like about squaring up with this dude, like come on, let's get it.
Yeah.
And then like I walk, and then the dude like walks away, like talking shit. Like I'm like, all right, whatever. I walk back in, and Cameron goes, well, I think we got our answer about late hours, so we're gonna table that. You know what I mean? It's just like the drunk people on the app, bro.
And you got too much shit in there, man.
Bro, we had a fucking, we came back on New Year's, bro. We went out on New Year's, and we come back, and there's like 3 kids arrested in front of the store because like the girl's like got her pants down. She's like pissing in front of her.
You could have turned that into a viral vlog.
Oh we posted
and
it.
have her fart in a jar and put it on TikTok.
Oh no, like we're
then you have lines to the fucking. You see that girl that she farted in a jar?
Oh yeah,
and she's selling it as an NFT for
She's making good money.
$1 gazillion. I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah, we're known. We're the guys that we're known. Like me and Cameron will be in like fucking tin roof somewhere, and we'll see like some kid wearing like busted ass Air Forces, snap the fucking photo of it, send it to Jerret, and then our morning Instagram post is just like it's like that's what we got known for.
I'll take you apart.
Ripping people to the point where Cameron was out, and this girl recognized us from the owners of the shop, and she follows the page, walks up to Cameron like pissed. She's like, you took a picture of my fucking friend, and like, and you posted on your page, and you made fun of him. And Cameron's like fucked up at this point. He goes, "Well, tell your friend to stop wearing fake shit."
And I bet you probably got 20 sales from that. You know what a real famous guy said to me? He goes, "It's only bad when you get no media. When you get no attention, that's the only time it's bad." He's like, any attention's good attention. And believe me, this guy's got more fucking bad attention than all 5 of us times a million.
Mm-hmm.
But
honestly, I really think people really like us because like we've just kept it real. Like even through like the, I guess you say like the fucking glow up, we ain't different. We didn't change when the store became profitable. We the same motherfucking dudes. Like we come in and it's like weird because like not weird, but like people will come in and there's certain people that look for Jerret. They will come in, they will shop, deal with Jerret. There's certain people that'll come in and only want to deal with Cameron. There's people that might only want to deal with me. But we've just kept it the same. We just kept it 100. We haven't changed. We won't switch. We're still there. You know what I mean? We come in, we still chill, we still talk to people, we still vibe. We're not looking down at nobody. You know, we just kept it the same.
Well, it's a loving, friendly environment, and you guys never changed from the beginning.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
I think that's huge. Yeah. And you don't follow people around.
No.
I'm telling you, when I got money, I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, because I don't like
I'm in there, I'm gonna buy something.
Right.
Just give me my time. Yeah. Don't fuck with me if I need, right? And when you go into a shoe store, what do you hate the most?
Well, it's always the courtesy, right? The courtesy. Hey, how are you, sir? How can I help you? Good. You know, I'm good. I'm just looking. And then you start to look, and then they're over your shoulder, and they're like, "Oh, you know, you like those ones?" And I'm like, "I'm looking. I don't know. I don't know what I want." Like,
see, we don't give a fuck. Yeah.
That's why we have like such it's a family environment how we have it. Yeah, it's just a big.
But it's
family.
like it's certain ways you can do that shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll look at a dude, and he'll come in, he's picking up some shoes, right? And if I'm like really like fucking want to have a conversation, I'll walk up and have the conversation. He's got the shoe. I'm like, yo, that Jordan 1. I remember that Jordan 1 as a kid. I copped it. Yeah. And then it's like we start a conversation. Like naturally. I've done that like a few times where like a guy's picking up a shoe and I was like walking by just because I love shoes, the excitement. Like, yo, I got these in my personal collection. We shoot the shit and the guy's like walks the register like, I'm only buying these because like I just had this conversation and now it makes me want them. But that wasn't my intention.
One day I want to take you guys to South Philly and go on South Street and come into this one shoe shop. With
Yeah,
me.
we know the shop.
And don't say nothing. The guys behind it, they're absolutely crazy. Just when we walk out and get to the car, tell me if it's half fake, half real, or all fake.
Oh,
Well, let me know when that trip is because we're ready.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what I'm talking
I do know, yeah.
Yeah.
we've been on South Street. Like I said, I'm from South Jersey.
At the end on the right by the clothing store.
I know
What
exactly.
was the real expensive clothing store there? They used to have diesel jeans when diesel was hot, remember?
The only store I think there's like a store on South Street is Suplex. They got the city in a headlock right now.
Yeah, it's right on the right-hand corner.
Yeah.
It's across from Lorenzo's Pizza.
The stuff in there is real.
It
Yeah,
is?
they're all 100%. Like those guys are like they're similar dudes to like us. You know
Yeah,
what
it's
I mean?
very
Like,
chill.
very chill. They got it straight out the mud, like real snooker enthusiastic guys and shit. Like they're like the same kind of dudes like us, and like good for them though, because they got the city in a fucking headlock.
They've
right
been
now.
listen to me. They've been open. Fuck, I was running around there
Yeah.
2000 since 2000.
No, I think we're talking about a different store. I think because Suplex probably opened what 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Maybe they changed names or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But they got like I remember the last time I was in there, like they had Meek Mills, Miles Sanders, like all those dudes in there shopping, like real dudes.
Yeah. Last thing with the shoes. So what right now is the most waiting for a shoe to come out?
Mm.
That's
Everybody's
tough
hot
to
on
say.
SBs right now.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
just say dunks.
Yeah.
I'm looking like I don't know what the fuck happened, but like remember we were talking about that fucking Nike Supreme Jordan 1 collab that was supposed to drop.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be crazy.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
insane, bro.
Do those running shoes sell like hell? Flyknit, but not just regular Flyknit. Not really.
Yeah, so
I don't think that's
yeah,
not the
no one's
wave
going
anymore.
crazy.
They're
I
just
feel like right now it's
That was a
almost
quick
like
wave?
what's the next collab that one big brand is gonna do with another. I feel like that's what most people I think are waiting on.
what do you think it's gonna be?
Well, you got
From what you're seeing.
you got that the Louis Vuitton Nike
Air-
off-white Air
Air
Force
Force
Ones
Yeah.
coming out. So they're doing like Sotheby's auctions right now, but I'm pretty sure that there are going to be pairs that release through Louis Vuitton stores. That'll be probably the biggest or some of the most sought after
It's gonna go
for the
crazy
year.
just because Virgil's dead now
Of
too.
course.
Like
Who's gonna collaborate with Pete?
Pete Davis.
The guy who's getting all the pussy. Who's gonna collaborate with
It
him?
might be Cameron because Cameron getting all the pussy too. You know what I mean?
Who?
Cameron's getting all the pussy.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You're gonna collab with him.
Yeah, we go somewhere, bro. Girls walk up to him. They're like, isn't that the owner of Sage Garments?
Oh, correct.
And if they're,
Wow.
yeah, wow. And if they're hot
Yeah, he's
enough,
getting red.
if they're hot enough, they know who they are. They get a free Britney Spears tee if they let Cameron
What
pipe
the
it
fuck
out.
is it with you and Brittany? What is it with this guy and Brittany Spears?
that's-
She's losing her mind right now.
No, well that's
Send her to them for some fucking mental help. or
I
some shit.
made a Britney Spears shirt and it was just one of the biggest selling ones and it's very popular.
I
with the
bet it was. The
females.
girls walking around fucking half naked right now,
That's
all over the
his,
fucking place.
Bro, I'm not going to say any name, but the other day, bro, I saw one of these little hoes walking around with the Britney Spears tee on.
I've seen one too.
Yeah, and you know, like the thing about it is, like, you know, like you could tell that these bitches are good looking, but they dusty as fucking broke, so they're not paying $80 for a t-shirt. So you just had the assumption, you know, that
Sugar
he-
daddy.
No, he fucked and then gave them the t-shirt.
Oh,
That's what he
Called
did.
Promotion.
That's-
Oh, I didn't catch on to it right away.
Yeah, he fucked and gave them the
As you
t-shirt.
say, that's the street scene.
So,
you know?
That's a calling card. That's
so
Yeah.
here we are trying to get nice cars and everything. This guy makes his fucking t-shirt and he's getting laid from
That's his
t-shirts.
calling card. So then you look you're like, oh,
Fucking
Yeah.
kid.
And also, this little fucking turd, you know what I mean? Fucking did hair, so he talks about their hair. Like,
Anyway,
yeah.
oh,
like what guy you know can pull your fucking extensions out and fuck the shit out of you and then put them back in for you? Cameron.
you guys got no shot against this guy. We're all dead.
Yeah.
We're all dead. We might as well go to the loser fucking crowd.
There's plenty to go around for everyone.
I'm just kidding. And then, what made you come up with the t-shirt company? Because now that's just yours, but
So-
you have it in the stores, so
Yeah.
it's still with all you guys together.
So the t-shirt company,
you guys are gonna last a long time. Look, I've had a gazillion
is eternal.
businesses, and the fact that you guys like, you know your spot, you know your spot, you know your spot, and even after all this time, both of you sit here and can recognize the hard work he put in.
Yeah, we family though.
And, but
that's- you know
I
what mean?
understand, and that's what I'm saying. But 9.9 times out of 10, they forget. Like you two in an average situation, forget that Cam was sitting there sleeping on a couch while you guys went home and got your 9 hours of sleep. He was on the couch. Not saying you guys weren't doing your own
Right.
thing.
I know what you're saying.
You know,
But you know what? Honestly, like I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but there was a chain of events between the three of us that like brought us like so much closer. Like we all had girls at the time, like when we first opened, and like I broke up with my girl, he broke up with his, then he broke up with his. So then it was a thing where like, it was like, you know, Delray so small, so it was so much like drama between the three of all that shit that was going on that was like, the three of us is like all we had. So it was like,
You needed each other.
yeah. So it was like, I remember that day, like
That's awesome.
we were just
That's
sitting in
really
the
cool.
shop, and
Yeah,
we're all like going through particular things, like relatively the same shit.
and you can all relate, right?
And I remember Jerret
That's
said
so
it.
cool,
He
man.
looked at us on the couch and he was like, bro, what the fuck are we going to do? And we all looked at each other, and it was like one of those laughs where it's like not a funny laugh, but it was like a sad, like depressing laugh. And then like it made the bond between the three of us grow like so close. No matter like what the fuck happens between the three of us, you ain't splitting this shit, bro.
Nah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like these two, like somebody does some shit, like, and like it's always a thing, you know what I mean? Like someone does something to one of these two guys, bro, they gotta talk me off the ledge, bro, because like I'm willing to risk my life. I'll go to prison for them. You know what I mean? And it's vice versa. You know what I mean? It's like you ain't breaking this shit.
Yeah, that's the kind of bond it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You ain't breaking.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it was bad.
It's
It was
amazing, man. You guys should be thankful.
Me and Cam got shredded like one by one. Cam was babysitting me at one point. And then, you know, after that, like I didn't want to talk about anything. I don't want to do anything.
I freaked out on
And
him.
Niam was the one, you know, because, you know, I needed to make the investment to, you know, do the new shop, whatever. I was not motivated to do anything. And Niam was like, yo, bro, listen, get the fuck up off your fucking ass. You've been a goddamn disaster for months. And like, show the fuck up for this shit. You know, like, bro, wake up. Look at you. You know, and finally, like, I started to kind of shake it off and come around to it. And I don't even think that like it registered to me like I was just like, okay, fine.
Because I said it
You
to
know?
him, like, because like I looked at him, I was like, yo, listen, bro, like it's the thing that makes Headache so successful is that like everybody, like between the three of us, all of us have like our own special like intricate role. So it was like me and Cameron are now like, because that's our brother, he's fucked up in the game, you know what I mean, going through whatever he's going through. So me and Cameron are now doing our part and trying to pick up the pieces that like what he does. So it just wasn't gelling right. So I remember like I sat there and I called you, right? Or was it, no, it was face to face.
Oh, this was face to face.
Yeah, it was bad because I yelled at him. I was like, yo, wake the fuck up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like we need you, bro. Like you're a special part to this. And like, we can't do this between the two of us. So like, I was like, so I told him, I was like, yo, if you want this shit to fucking, like, I'm like real sick, bro. I say fucked up shit, bro, but it's out of love. I'm like, yo, if you want this shit to fail and let this shit rest on your shoulders for the failure, by all means, my nigga. But like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do what the fuck I got to do to make sure that this shit works, because I was like, we ain't got shit, bro. Like, we just lost everything, dog.
Yeah.
Like these niggas left us out to, like, me and Jerret to the wolves to die, bro. Like, that shit was fucked up. And I was like, yo, I'm not going out like that. And then I don't know what I said in between that, because it was a lot of screaming and calling him a fuck nigga and a pussy, like, wake up. And then like something just registered in his head, and he gets in his car and then he calls me. And then he goes, meet me at Max Harvest in Boca. And then that's when the wheels turned. And then we opened the store. And I remember like the day after it closed, it was just all the employees left and we're counting the money, bro. Our first day we did like 30 bands. And like,
Congratulations.
yeah, and I'm sitting there and Jerret looked at me. He's like, holy shit. And then I was like, we good.
Yeah.
We're good.
And now, you know, and then it was obviously way different, but yeah, man, I mean, I'm mad grateful for Headache, you know, aside from the fact that we're all passionate about it and we love it so much. I mean, bro, I own 1,000 pairs of sneakers. You know, I don't ever slow up with it. I'll love it to the day I die. I guarantee it. Just, you know, it's just like a fabric of my being, you know what I mean? But, you know, aside from all that, really, like, Headache was like the catalyst of like me kind of like really getting my life like in order, and like it really like saved all of us. Honestly, you know, we were in a rough spot between the transition of Lake Worth and Delray, like amongst the three of us.
Not even thinking if this shit. Only thing that I knew was that like if Headache failed, whatever. But the three of us it was never going to switch. But like, yeah, it was a bad spot, bro. I'm just
It was rough.
It was rough.
It really was. Man.
Looking back, it starts to fuck you up.
Yeah,
no,
and
but
I think it's
realize.
very tough for everybody because, like, obviously I'm the oldest, and I'm a little bit like, like the dad of the group. I mean, definitely the most responsible by far and away.
He's looking you up and down right
Nah,
now.
it's true.
He would never dispute.
Nah, me and Cameron, like, we go out Friday, Saturday night and get weird. Jerret's design of weirdness is like eating a tub of ice cream and watching 600-pound Life on his couch with some fucking random bitch. You know what I mean?
There's no random. But for the record,
He loves 600-pound Life.
I do love the show. It's fantastic. Captivating.
That's okay.
It's captivating. Yep. No, yeah, I absolutely love it. Amongst others, but
You said for the record. I just want to let you
For
clean
the-
that up if you'd like to.
for the record, I think that it becomes a difficult dynamic when I am that, like put on my ass emotionally, and in
I ain't never seen nothing like
you know what I mean. So I think it's
Takes a strong man, bro.
well, I think that it's difficult. I went through a really, 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 emotionally trying time in my life after loss of a relationship, and a bunch of other stuff that kind of went with it, and friendships and business, and I mean, it was very significant for me, and like never saw it coming in a million years. And I was just like headed in one direction at 100 miles an hour for a long time. And then someone just dropped a brick wall in front of me out of the blue sky. You know what I mean? And
that's that was so crazy too, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like our friendship, right? Like between the three of us, like we like brothers, right? So all that shit happened to Jerret, and like I could have just cooled off and slid with the other people, and like and still had like a relative, like, productive like life. Like I remember, I'll never forget that shit. I remember like when Jerret told me that shit went down, like, yo, if you don't fuck with them anymore, I don't fuck with them no more. So like he lost their friendships too, but those were my people too, bro. And I cut them all off, left those people, and just rode it out with my mans.
yeah,
And look, like to me, like when you go out to dinner at like a mom and pop shop,
Yeah.
it's always the best food when it's mom and pop.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
To me, it's like this is like a mom and pop shoe store.
Yeah.
It's mom and pop. All you've been through a lot, never changed, stuck together.
Yeah.
You three are the most genuine business I've seen. Rob, you? I mean, we've done. What are we? I mean, I got a bunch in the set. 200 something.
Yeah, so I mean, you could just see it the way you guys are just off of each other. You're completing sentences. He's talking.
Yeah.
You're giving him credit. He's like, shut up, guys. Like, no, don't work. But you guys do, like, you complete your.
They all know their spots.
Yeah.
And like Niam, he knows where his place is, and he's thankful for where you're at.
Yeah.
And Jerret's thankful for, even after all this time, when these
Yeah.
guys got fucking more shoes than Goat probably.
But what
Goat might say they have more, but
but what I like is,
seems like when I order from them, suddenly I get a thing. Well, we have an 11, but not a 9.
Yeah.
what I like what they were saying is about
Month refund.
about Cameron over there is like whenever you have a passion for something and you believe, you said believe, they said he had believed in it. There's nothing that can derail that belief.
No.
I don't care what that belief is. Once you stop believing is when it crashes.
And they love each
But if
other.
you-
You can tell they love each
Yeah.
other.
Well, I mean, I thank them every day that they helped build something for me to even take on my passion. Without them, there is no headache.
You
There's
guys
no
are
me
like-
letting it all
You
out.
guys are like the three-headed stooges.
Yeah.
There's no three-headed stooges if there's not all three of them,
Yeah.
right? You
Nah,
don't got the one guy hitting the other guy. You need the three.
You know,
This shit just don't play right, because it's funny because like
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
Jerret's like the
amazing.
quiet motherfucker out of the bunch, right? And then Cameron's like the humble motherfucker, and then it's me like, yeah, we fucking popping. You know what I mean? Like, and it just works because Jerret's the one that's quiet. People come in the store. Some people don't even know who the fuck Jerret is. And then it's Cameron who's like, oh, yeah, like whatever. And I'm like, nah, dog, like we the
But,
niggas.
but what makes it all work is like Niam is what you're not. Cam's what you're not.
No
and you're,
doubt.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
why. And then you all have loyalty.
Yeah. Oh, the
And that's the
biggest.
thing I haven't seen since I moved down here. Because I moved down 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
I've seen fake loyalty for years.
yeah.
That people hang out with you. Oh.
Nah,
But then they eventually fuck you.
of course.
But you three are the only three people I've seen that I could sit here and actually say that I really feel you three are loyal fucking people.
Yeah.
To
And
the
I,
end,
other
bro.
than him right here, deals with my shit. Other than him, I haven't seen any other men that I can sit here and look in the eye and say, I believe that 10 years from now, you'll be a loyal person.
Yeah.
Since I moved from Philly.
Yeah.
It's funner down here. A lot of different things down here. But up north, there's way, way, way more loyalty.
You know
It's
what
a
it is?
different life.
It's just crazy too, because you think about it. You know what I mean? That like for such a long time, like last year was a blessing because there was so many like fake fraud motherfuckers, and like I'm talking about it like they can vouch for this. I had a homie, bro, that I was friends with for 25 years of my life. Came down here, I made a little money, took care of myself, brought this nigga down here, bought the nigga a car, done a bunch of shit for the nigga, and then to come to find out, like, he was just like, it was just like around for the opportunity to like, to get something. And then like when shit kind of slowed down and the money ran low and I didn't really have much, then you start seeing like the true colors of him, like making little comments, you know what I mean? Like disappearing like when I needed him, like emotionally.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah,
man.
you know, but
oh my God.
But there was just so many motherfuckers around us like that we didn't even realize. And when
but
shit,
y'all stuck together.
yeah, but when shit got dark,
Yep.
you see motherfuckers start disappearing. And honestly, that was the biggest blessing because at the end of the day, like the people who stuck around us through all that shit are the same people that are still with us today. Like between us, like, yo, you can't even, like, Jerret and Cam are always the ones that are like, yo, this kid's kind of cool. And I'm always the one that's mad negative, like, yo, don't bring that nigga around here, bro. I ain't fucking with him. And Jerret be like, come on, Niam, he's a good dude. Like, nope, I ain't fucking with him, bro. I ain't fucking with him. And then like 2-3 months later, Jerret come back and be like, yo, you remember that kid, bro? Yeah, bro, that nigga was a fraud. And I was like, I told you. But then it could be even like nice guys, but I just like, I will not allow, I don't want anybody in this circle no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like between the 10 solid motherfuckers that I got around,
Just keep
I
it
don't
that
want
way.
no more
Trust
people
me.
around.
For sure.
You can look up my name in LLCs, how many I had.
Yeah.
And every one of them is a different LLC because of too many fucking people. As I grow, it gets big. And you know what happens? Envy, entitlement. And now you bring people in, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And now they act as if they were you sitting there for 3 hours on the thing. They act like they were you
Yeah.
who's vetting everything to make sure he don't go off the handle. You know what I mean? And keeping everything in
Yeah,
pace.
nobody's really welcome, man.
Nah, man, I had a motherfucker tell me
Fuck him.
that said, like, you never put me on and you just gave Cameron this and this and that. And
You know,
it's
I
like,
say, motherfucker, I don't know you shit.
No,
I can do whatever I want.
no, I paused and looked at this motherfucker. I was like, yo, did you know what the fuck Cameron did to like get to where he's at? You know what I mean? Like, you would have folded, like, dealing with the shit that Cameron was dealing with. Staying up 12, 14. This nigga literally lost his fucking relationship with his girl because his girl said he didn't have enough time for it because he was working too hard at the goddamn shop.
Well, there's 2 other
You know what I
people
mean?
in this room that hear that all the time.
Yeah, like, his girl literally said, like,
Yeah, she didn't like it.
she didn't like it.
Well, I bet she liked it when you took her out to the mall.
Exactly.
She would like it now.
She would like it
Yeah.
now.
You know what? I'll tell you something now. You know who's in the shop DMs?
Talk that shit.
Let me take a
Talk
while.
that shit,
Talk
Jerret.
that shit, Jerret.
Talk-
Jerret,
talk that shit, nigga.
I ain't tell him talk.
Talk this shit.
Do we have to hate each other forever?
Talk that shit from
You
South
want to know
Philly.
what, dog?
Tell him.
When we block, we block forever.
Forever.
Hey, ready?
Yeah,
I
we
like
don't play. Once we block forever. Take your little raggedy ass
That's right.
somewhere else.
Yep.
Rob, Niam, you ready? Early.
Early in the game. Yeah,
Remember Freeway from Philly?
yeah, early. Yeah,
Everything was early.
early.
That's right.
Talk your shit, Jerret. And Karen, talk that
I
shit.
love to watch the
Yeah, pop your
DMs come
shit.
in.
Hit that early.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
to watch it.
Yeah,
Hit
pop
that
that
early.
shit.
Love to
You gotta go
watch
pop that
it.
shit early.
Yeah, pop your shit, King.
Yeah, we don't
Early.
need. Do we need to hate each other
Damn,
forever?
yeah.
Early.
Oh,
Fuck,
so
man.
sad. Oh no!
Niam,
Yeah, why
Niam.
do we live this way?
He's got the voice.
Talk
You gotta
that
say,
shit.
Pop that shit early.
Pop that shit early.
There you go.
Early. Honestly, I love the DMs sometimes, bro. Like when you see like we've seen, between all of us, we've all had hoes that like tried to play us and shit, and then like you see the DMs like, oh hey, hope you doing well, and then like we just sit there and we just start laughing like, yeah, you ratchet ass.
Exactly.
little bitch.
They weren't in
Yeah.
the gym with us shooting. You know?
No,
Yeah.
wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Nah, talk that shit.
You get into
Yeah.
Chinese ones trying to
Yeah.
hit you up on DM, looking all pretty Chinese, and then the really
Oh,
trying to
Cameron, love the Chinese
Yeah.
Jones.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, shit. Yo, this nigga got a mind. He said if they ain't Oriental, he ain't fucking with them.
I ain't taking you serious this year if you ain't oriented.
Just say to him,
Yeah.
look, I ain't buying your shoes, so you can find the next guy.
Talk that shit, Cameron. Talk your shit.
Now, you touched on it a little bit. I think Jerret did.
Yeah.
How was the pandemic? Now, is everything on your website as far as the shoes in store, or some is in store, some's on the
There's
website?
more stuff, way more stuff in store than the website. There's too much stuff that we can't even upload
You'll be there
it.
forever, right?
And there's t-shirt, there's just so many items that will sell, we'll post it up and it'll sell in 20, 30 minutes. So it's like there's no need to even put it up on the site kind
I
of
want
thing.
this fucking New Balance.
But the pandemic was
Mm.
it was a weird, awkward little period,
Yeah, it was
He's
tough.
got the purple 13s.
You know what? I think what really touched our relationship too, like at least between like me and Cameron, like when the bond really started, was like Jerret had came up on some bread. Not a lot, but it was enough to like, take care of like him. And Jerret's the type of nigga like, if Jerret eats, I'ma eat. If I eat, Jerret's gonna eat. And Cameron was still like the homie, but it wasn't like, I don't know if it makes sense. It wasn't like really there yet.
Yeah.
And I remember Jerret hit me up and was like, yo, I know like shit's fucked up for the both of us. I got a little bit of bread. And I remember the first thing I said was, we got to send it to Cameron, bro. You remember that conversation when the money hit the account? We got to send that bread to Cameron. I remember we didn't talk to Cameron for like, what, a month and a half or something
For
like
a little
that.
bit. I mean, it was weird because it was like you couldn't really be.
Yeah.
You couldn't go over people's houses during that time. It
Yeah.
was a weird,
And
awkward.
I remember I called Cameron. I was like, yo, what's your Zelle information? He was like, why? And I sent it. And he was like, oh, bro, like it wasn't a lot of money, but it was just like the thought. And then that's when like the bond like really came in because Cameron like really knew that like we really fuck with him. We really love you. And like it was just a little bit of bread. It wasn't nothing crazy. And then like once the shop was able to reopen, Cameron called back and was like, yo, we're good. We're opening. Let's get it. And you know what I mean? And it's just, you don't really meet people like that.
Hell
you know?
no.
Yeah,
So
because Niam and Slav have been boys for, when I first met them, it seemed like for years, like they were brothers. So I was kind of the new guy
Yeah.
getting in and this and that. And I'm the type I got to be around people, read it, this and that. And we just developed such a strong bond,
Yeah.
and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a little bit of time. It takes some trial and error shit, but
This shit's unbreakable
yeah,
now.
now it's unbreakable.
can't break this shit.
Tell me
Nah.
nothing.
You can't break this
what's
shit.
Wrong? What's wrong, Rob? I see you
I'm
searching
just-
up there.
I'm just looking- you know what, it's funny. As we're going on with
Oh, he's shopping?
Yeah.
as we're going on with this show here, my 13 about to be 14-year-olds texting me with different shoes. We got Jordan 4 retro Travis Scott Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the powder blue Jones,
yeah, the
right?
blue ones.
Yeah,
Cool,
pretty
cool.
fire.
We got Jordan 4 Lightning Reds.
Oh, the lightnings. They got,
Yeah.
Get your wall out,
aren't
motherfucker.
you wearing it?
Jordan.
I'm wearing the I'm wearing
the
the
red
Thunder.
Thunder.
That's what he
What you
means.
got?
I
Red
think.
Thunder. I'm wearing it.
Oh, yeah.
Those just
Yeah.
came out.
Yo,
So those ones he wants. He's
wait
got.
till David Lucas sees this shit. You know who that is?
David Luke.
He's a big comedian. He opens for Rogan on
Yeah.
tour.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
Hey, big black guy, nicest
I've
guy you
talked
ever
to
meet.
Yeah.
One of my best friends.
I mean, we've
Really
come
fucking
across
cool.
some real interest. Like we've developed some real cool relationships. Like Jerret has a homie that like dates, like one of his best friends like dates a Miami Dolphin football player.
Yeah.
And it was crazy kind of how it started because I was home for Christmas and I was wearing a Headache t-shirt and I didn't even recognize her. I've known her for a few years and she came up to me. We started talking and then she said, I got this thing. I want you to like dress my boyfriend for like the Super Bowl. And
I kill myself.
no, and I was like, yo, I was like,
I mean, I respect you
Yeah.
for that, but
I
if you're the guy on the other end,
I was like,
time
yeah.
to get the rope out.
Well, no, like, well, she wanted us to style, like, bring the gear, to style them and whatever. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, all right, cool. And then then it went stagnant for a little. You didn't really hear nothing.
Mhm.
And then it was like 2 weeks before. Jared was like, all right, bro, I can't go, but like y'all can go. And we went down and we're like, no expectations. And like, you think because like somebody like famous, they make a lot of money, you think it's gonna be a certain type of way. And dude was like cool as fuck, bro. Like
Yeah.
mad chill, mad humble. It's like you look at the nigga, you wouldn't think the man is an NFL player and got like millions of dollars because he was just so chill. And we like styled him, dressed him, gave him some fits, and then like now like the dude's like a homie.
Yeah.
He's like the homie now.
Yeah, very good guy.
And it was
Yeah.
still cool to see someone even like on that level because we deal with like the everyday person, but it's still cool to see someone like that who's an athlete. Like in my opinion, from the outside looking in, he's got everything kind of thing. So it's still cool to see even his reaction when he put on different clothes and sneakers. How even like he came to life even a little bit more, and I thought that was just the coolest kind
See,
of thing.
Cam, I can relate to that because one of the first like bigger guests I had in was I think Greg Caden,
Mhm.
and he solved the Tupac Biggie case. And when I was growing up, I was a big Tupac guy. I liked the lyrics, and I thought I knew, but this is the guy who went through the paperwork. And when I had him in it, I had to like think twice, like, shit, this is the guy I've been wanting to talk to,
Yeah.
you know? And then
Right.
came Lilo from Bronxdale, one of my,
Yeah.
and then I started meeting these people. I'm like, fuck. But at the moment, it was just like another person, you know, just hanging out. And then those two probably of the overall biggest heavy hitters, and some bigger than him, but those two and John Tigman, the guy who was left in Benghazi, nothing like I thought.
Yeah.
You know, and then I found out who killed Tupac and Biggie, and a lot of other shit too.
Bro, that
Yeah.
shit. Tupac got the best diss song of all time. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. When he did that, you knew it was gonna go down, right?
I mean, Jerret's done a lot of that this year, huh?
Ooh, he's killing it, boy. I fucked your bitch, right? How's it go?
That's exactly
Name. How's it go?
Motherfucker.
How's it go, Rob? I used
I
to
used to fuck your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Take
with the fit, Frank. Bad boy, you can suck dick for life or whatever.
I had a chill year, man.
man.
Laid back, low key.
Yeah.
It's the beer, bro. It's the beer.
Yeah.
So now, when you go to your t-shirts,
Mhm.
right? What gives you idea? You do that after the shoe store?
Before, after, on my days
I mean, when you start
off.
pushing it. The
I mean,
whole time?
every day kind of thing. You
Yeah.
know, it's
What, even
you know,
before?
I do. You know, I run the whole headache Instagram, and then I'm like, all right. After everyone that's done with, I do all the sage
So now,
garments.
like, do you have these in stock? So
So a lot of
if
this
you're
stuff is sold out.
That's right. You already
It's
told me.
limited run.
It's ordered. So if I want that Dre with Eminem,
You can't get it.
I can't order from you. Can't make it. No,
Can't get it. It's
What-
done.
that way- what was
But
the only-
eventually, you know, this year I'm gonna do my first pop-up shop and a couple like little events, and that's when I'm gonna bring everything back. This way, the only way to get it is you have to show up to the pop-up shop, and you gotta, come through.
And then if somebody wants to know when that's going to happen, they can sign up for like a newsletter. or
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
gotta
You
show-
sign
okay.
up for the emails on the website, follow the Instagram page. You know, everything is social media now,
Right.
which is crazy, but super powerful.
Yeah.
You can,
and that's for both, for the t-shirts and the shoes. right?
Yeah.
yeah.
But what's so
100%.
cool about like with Sage Garments and like what Cameron does, it's like, yo, we don't trip. Like if like Cameron needs to go ship fucking 150 tees and he's got to be a headache, he'll just hit one of us up
Yeah.
a couple hours before and be like, yo, I got to go do this. Can somebody like go open the shop? And one of us will figure it out. You know what I mean? Because like with this kid, man, like we're just so supportive because like, bro, look at this shit, bro. Like, look at
Well, no, you ain't going to miss one without that
And the-
Britney Spears.
and of course it's two girls wearing it.
man, she bad as fuck too.
But listen, the whole real backstory with the whole Sage
Sheesh.
Garments is I created it
Sheesh.
because the vintage culture is so big. But even
Sheesh.
being a little kid, I made my friends because of people coming up to me thinking that t-shirt's cool, this shoe is cool. You know, I was kind of a little more shy when I was younger, and I was into all this shit. You know, the whole wrestling, the WWF like Attitude Era. I was so big into that as a little kid, and the people that I made friends with were all interested in the same kind of stuff. So nowadays, when I make these t-shirts, I want someone to be wearing the shirt, and then people will come up to you and make conversation with you, and that puts you in a whole different aspect of like, wow, like this shirt is really like standing out. People are coming up to me. This shirt is gravitating people towards me, kind of thing.
And you got the WCW, WWF. That's like country and NASCAR.
I mean, it's
They still sell out those WWF. Naeem, when was the last time you went to see WWF?
Damn, bro.
You watch Monday Night Raw? I could see you yelling watching Monday Night Raw.
I used to watch that shit when I was.
I
a kid.
knew it.
Yeah.
I love, bro. It was nothing better.
Then what was the Hulk Hogan one? When they came out, NWO.
NWO, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I was a big,
Dusty, remember NWO?
Yeah.
I was a big Stone Cold Steve Austin guy,
Stone-
bro.
yeah,
I mean, those were superheroes, you know,
Yeah.
back in the day.
Bro,
Still are,
I remember as a kid taking 2 soda cans like and smashing over my head and going.
We've
like
done
this
promo
and shit.
videos like that
Yeah.
a few times.
I think I did one with the
Yeah.
water bottles.
Yes.
Yeah, I did, and like spit it all out. Like, you know, it was like you see Cameron's t-shirts. Like, so one of my favorite ones is the Jay-Z tee, right? It's just the design on it was crazy. And then it brings you back to like memories of like that music or like the Dr. Dre and the Eminem and like just memories of like certain things that like it just recreates and brings back to
I
life.
really try to captivate a feeling. It's not just you're putting a celebrity's face on a t-shirt kind of thing. It's really you get a feeling and you don't want to look away from the shirt. You find a little more detail.
Can't get away from that Britney.
Yeah, right. You can't.
But no, it's good and it matches the shoes and it kind of goes
Yeah.
with the shoes.
It goes with the
you're not
whole
picking, like,
culture of
Mary Poppins,
everything.
Mary Poppins. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
They fucking
yeah.
Go with, or Betty White, which was very cool.
Yeah.
You
But-
see the Tony Soprano picture shot at V&S Deli? Shout out V&S
Yeah.
Deli.
Yeah.
now, where's that at?
Best
right there,
fucking-
right there.
Yeah, right in the middle.
The
Right
best-
at V&S, yo.
the best hoagie in fucking South Florida, right there.
Nothing even comes close.
Where's
And,
that at?
and they're Italian. V&S
In
Italian
Boca.
Deli.
Oh,
shout
better.
out. I'll be
it's
there.
Incredible.
You never been to V&S?
No.
Oh,
Wow.
buddy.
Listen, dude.
Where's that?
Whoa.
You might think that I'm exaggerating.
No.
It's as good, if not better, than home.
Really?
Yeah, man. And I am a food person,
Yeah.
you know, like through and through.
You fucked my mind up with that shit,
the
though.
chicken Florentine
Oh.
sub on a seated Italian over
Ooh.
at V&S Deli. Listen, man, pound for pound, I'll put that up against close to any.
And where are they located at?
Right in Boca, Federal Highway.
Jared fucked my.
That's
so
a sandwich, bro.
this was like 6 or 7 years ago. You know,
How have you not been there?
that's
man?
crazy.
Either.
The best fucking
Wow.
hoagie on the
My
planet.
computer fucking 20 out of 24 days a week.
Listen, man, you're gonna go there and you'll understand.
Well, now I want some fucking shoes, so I'm probably gonna go Saturday.
yeah,
And I'll get shoes and then eat.
that's
You gotta go. He took me there like 6 or 7 years ago, and the car ride down. He's like, "I'm telling you, bro." I'm like, "Bro, it's nothing better than like these hoagies ain't. They're bullshit down here,
Yeah.
bro." I got one of those.
They
from
are
there.
bullshit down there.
Fuck my whole mind up, bro.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
crazy.
I'm going.
You only need one place.
Fuck my whole mind up.
My pizza is right over here. Mama's Pizza. They get the water in from New York.
I don't know.
Best pizza. Not
We-
sauce.
What's the one that we liked over by here? Brick
Brick
Oven.
Brick Oven,
Brick
yeah.
oven, yeah.
That
I
was
like
a spot
thicker
Naeem
crust,
found.
though.
The delivery dude loved me too.
You got to get Uptown and Boynton. Ask
that's
for
a good
extra.
I heard Uptown. Boy.
Yeah, Uptown's good,
Mm,
and you know
Renzo's.
Renzo's is good. Actually, the spot in the Delray Market is not too bad.
Salvo.
It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
decent.
decent.
Not slices though. Pie.
The
Yeah.
pie's
Whole
good.
pie is good.
Yeah,
Slices. ain't
slice is
shit.
not that. It's not it, but
You know what I see on Atlantic Avenue packed all the time?
What?
Is that fucking dog store. There's that dog store at the end.
oh, shorty paws.
Salty
Paw.
balls.
Oh, shorty
have you ever been there?
paws.
Listen to me.
I don't get down though.
During the week,
Shout
you
out
go
to
there,
Cardi.
their lines out to there.
Yeah, the new
And,
general
and
manager.
the thing is,
Shorty paws.
What are they
Pick me the
selling?
shorty
they got
paws.
like
They sell ice cream for dogs.
yeah, all kinds of crazy shit for
That's
dogs.
what it is.
Go figure.
Like it's a bear that looks like a Louis Vuitton bear, but it's not. It'll be like a LW, but it's
Shorty
hey,
paws.
congratulations
Teach
to
their
them.
own,
They're
teach
doing all
their own.
right.
For real.
Shorty paws. It's like you could only do that shit with some Atlantic with
Do it-
some
do it
uppity
again.
Yeah,
fucking.
I give it 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a bougie.
Yeah, it's like, yo, like what? Like, I remember I walked in there to get my dogs some treats, and the lady was like, "You could bring your dogs to get ice cream." I said, "Lady, I can't bring my dogs in public."
Go eat your head off.
Yeah, bro. Like,
What'd you say that was real funny before that? You were whispering something.
oh, shorty paws. That's the best shorty paws.
What the fuck? All right, so now the biggest head turner of them all, after the shoes and the clothes, is the detox, right? So you have still detox, right? And then you have the healing place, correct?
Yep.
Okay, now out of the two, which one started first?
Still did in Boca, yeah.
Okay, and you did that with Naeem?
So I own Still with my two partners, Nick and Ryan Haley. Naeem is the director of business development for the whole system. Yeah.
And then, now, what year did you open that?
We just opened. Me and Nick put our deal together about a year ago, and it took us probably took about 7-8 months to lock down a property, which we did in Boca successfully. And then, yeah, gone from there. You know, we opened probably about 2 months ago officially.
Now, how much type of regulation did you have to deal with that?
There's a massive amount of regulation. Just give me the lighter back. You know, you got to get licensed by the state. You got to get accredited with, you know, an accreditation bureau. Use a joint commission. And then, you know, you've got the DEA when it comes to, you know, dispensing narcotic medications. You know, you got the Florida Department of Health, you know, the local police and, you know, the local fire department, EMS, all those systems. So, I mean, you know, it's a very significant undertaking.
So like, say you want to open up one today,
Yep.
right? And you have all your ducks in line, and you're ready to go, but
Mhm.
you got to go and get this permit, that permit, whatever it may be.
Sure.
If you decide today and you have the money, you have the capital, how long by the time you get through all the regulations and all the ones they put in from, you know, the pill epidemic and the halfway house epidemic and all that, how long does it take to get all those permits where you can, because you need a medical director, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because you're prescribing shit.
Oh yeah.
So now how long does that whole process take just to the point where you can open it?
I think for, you know, a regular person, it'll probably take upwards of a year. For us, 6 months. I do the licensing. Mostly myself. I have a healthcare attorney that, you know, I've worked with for years. And so, you know, it's kind of a collaborative effort between my partners and myself, the attorney, and then, you know, whoever we have doing human resources. We've got a HR director now. She's great, Sarah.
That HR director is huge, right?
Yeah, it's
And the medical director.
I mean, you know, we have a staff of, between the two facilities, I want to say we probably have 50.
Do you?
Yeah, full time.
Okay. Well, still Detox. Go to our treatments. Okay. So if you're listening, we're at still STILL.
You should go to our center.
Our center, sure.
Yeah, try to see the pictures. Go down a little bit.
Okay, Jerret or Niam, if you want to explain just what
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's watching.
you know,
Because a lot of
so-
people are listening to it.
Yeah,
know?
you got cool pictures here. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's very clean.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice.
It-
Wood flooring.
the place is beautiful for sure. Yeah, it's probably
Shit.
one.
I live in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You got any place for rent there?
Aesthetically, yeah, we're definitely one of the better, you know, places.
Wow.
It's a small, really intimate environment. We're 14 beds. You know, we have 4 rooms that are singles, so we take very like high acuity, you know, medical situations, which a lot of other facilities won't do. Like, you know, we'll take somebody in that's blind. We'll take somebody in that's got a service dog. You know, we'll take somebody in that's got severe dual diagnosis on top of, you know, alcoholism or drug addiction, or, you know, someone that's an amputee that was maybe in the service, you know, things like that. You know, we're able to work with, and, you know, a lot of other facilities won't do that. So, you know, and the other rooms are doubles. We offer detox and residential treatment. So you stay there, you live there, you're at the facility, you know, you don't leave for the entire time that you're there. You know, we have a really, really incredible, loving staff, you know, that's there to support you, kind of love you back to health till you can help yourself. And then, you know, individuals that have been through it, you know, I'm sober a long time. Niam is sober a long time. You know, the entire staff cumulatively, there's, you know, hundreds of years of sobriety, you know, there for anybody, you know, to talk to get help, you know, to level with you, to share their experience with you, and, you know, to kind of get you through the difficulty of this. Yeah.
Don't you think it's best, like it works best, right? When somebody is there, like you and Niam,
Yep.
you ran your course. So it's much, for me, like a person looking on the outside in, and a lot of friends that have been through this, when you're talking to somebody that's been through it and
Yeah.
understands it, it's a
Sure.
lot different than when somebody just reads a fucking book for 4 years and acts like they have any idea of what you're feeling.
It's like someone that's been through it, you know what I mean? It's a different lingo. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I be talking to the kids in there sometimes, they're like struggling, you know, like, I'm not no suit and tie motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm wearing this. I'm wearing shit like this. I'm walking up in there like that. And I guess you would call it, like, you know what I mean? But like, I talk to these kids and I sit with them and I talk to them, and like, and I think sometimes with certain kids, it just it hits when they're sitting there looking at somebody with tattoos, you know, whatever, you know, that's been where they've been, and you have the conversation, they know because they can feel it. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in some rough spots in my life before I came down here. You know what I mean? And just to be able to speak to them on a level that they can understand, instead of some like clinical, like I got a PhD. Like, I don't got no PhD. I got street knowledge, man. From what I've learned and what I've been through. You know what I mean? I have that message to them.
I swear to God, because I've seen so many people go in and out of these,
Mhm.
I think that's one of the biggest problems, right? Is that you go in there, you have a big problem. You just been through hell. Somehow you made it to you guys. And now I'm going to go in there. I already don't feel good. And I'm going to talk to a guy with a tucked in polo shirt, jeans up to his belly button. And he went to school for 6 years and he's going to try to act like he knows how I feel.
Yeah.
And and I'm just basing it from my opinion. And I could be completely wrong. But if
Yeah.
I go in and I see a Niam, sweatshirt, cool, fuck this, fuck that, you don't fuck with me, but I'll help you. You know, I'm just saying. You know, just like a normal person, I'm going to adhere to you or you or Cam if you jump in once in a while. You know, maybe throw a shirt if you get like a chip or something. You know, you get a chip and a shirt with Cam. You know, but seriously, you know, I would imagine that would be like the niche.
It's like a big combined effort of a lot of different things. You know, alcoholism and drug addiction is not what meets the eye whatsoever. So, you know, to an actual alcoholic or a drug addict, the alcohol and the drugs are not the problem. They're the solution. You know, it's a mental disease. And the solution is to drink and get high because I'm unwell. And then you go into like, you know, a medical and, you know, clinical environment, you take away that solution. And then, you know, there comes a point in time where I don't know how to live my life without alcohol and drugs anymore. And, you know, there obviously, you know, some type of very, very stringent clinical environment is operable, but you also need to know, you know, that there are people there that can relate to you. And then that there's people that look like me and Niam that have not only been through it, but we've remained diligent in sobriety. And, you know, I'm sitting here as one of the owners of this facility now. Literally, it's one of the most impossible things in the world that occurred, you know, and that's the reality of my life. And I think that there's a lot of respect, but, you know, amongst patients with myself and Niam and a lot of our other staff because of that. And you know, and it offers a, you know, like a genuineness to it. And I think even with, you know, I think that we consider that a lot when we hire, you know, the people that are in there, you know, like who our clinical director is, who our therapists are, you know, a lot of those people themselves are either sober or they understand it to a degree that they could very well be an addict or an alcoholic themselves. And, you know, it's just gotta, you know, it's gotta be that way. And, you know, the facilities that we have are incredible. You know, the level of care, the level of attention, the amount of love that are in these places are, you know, I put again, you know, same thing as with Headache. I would put us up against anybody, anytime. You know what I mean? If you really want, you know, to stop living that and give yourself an opportunity to get well, we're a phenomenal place to start for sure.
Yo, honestly, that's how I met Jerret.
Yeah.
Like real shit. Like I had just got out of a place. I was in another place, and I was in like a transition period of like in this other place to like transition me back into like real life, and like, you know, just coming out of from like, you know, being under the L in Kensington and out in Camden and all these.
Kingston's vicious,
Yeah.
boy. Woo.
Yeah, like just being in those kind of places before I came down here, you know, I was angry. You know what I mean? I was an angry guy. And like he was pulling up all the time, helping people, doing his thing. And I was in the office at this place and I was tweaking. And he came up to me. He looked at me like, "Oh, why are you so angry?" And I couldn't really pinpoint it. And then like, dude over here, you know, we connected. And like he told me to let him put me in a position. He basically said, "Let me control your life for a year." And he said, like and
Like that, yeah.
in the lame terms, you know what I mean? And I just see like this man, like he's talking like he's been through what I've been through. I could relate, I could feel it. So he put me in a position where he introduced me to somebody that helped save my life. You know what I mean? And throughout the first like year or so, like the 18 months, we would talk probably 4 or 5 times a week for long extensive periods on the phone. And then that's how the bond started. You know what I mean? And then like once I got myself in a position where I was able to like be, I guess you say somewhat normal, because I'm not normal at all, but like somewhat normal. Then like we started going out doing shit together, like sneakers, going to dinner, you know, going somewhere, vibing, doing all this shit, and then that's where the bond started. So it was like this shit put me in a position where like I met like one of my like my brother, you know what I mean? So like for me, I'm always grateful for like that, for like where I was and to where I'm at now. And like for me, I always try to keep it green by like remembering like where I was.
He might have saved your life, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he played a big part. You know what I mean? Like he played a part. Basically what he did was he put me in a position where, you know, I had to do the work. Like he talked to me, like he put me on game. You know what I mean?
But you still got to do it.
Yeah, but I had to do the work. But he put me in a position where like I could understand that like this is like life or death, and like I had to do this shit because I was in a place where like a lot of motherfuckers didn't take this shit serious. And, you know, even though like I was probably the worst client on that property, you know what I mean? I just did the necessary stuff that some of these other people on that property weren't doing. And a lot of those people that I came down here with now are dead. All of them. Now there's like, at that time where I was living at, there was 250 people on that property. And probably only 20 of them people are still alive.
Damn.
Yeah.
So 230 out of 250 gone.
All of them are dead. And then you take a look at this. Out of that 230, there's like 20 people. 10 of them, probably like 18 or 19, like maybe like 16 of them are still getting high. And there's probably like 4 or 5 of us that are around that are like been like doing something with their lives, I guess you would say.
Yeah. So what would you say if I have a choice between all the competition that you have in this field and it goes on forever? Most of them suck, you know. Well, they do. They're indicted every other week, you know. So if I'm making a decision, you know, I have a loved one or whatever, what could you say to me or a family member or Niam too? What would be your kind of like your pitch? Like this would be why you would want to come here. Not selling yourself like some cheap shit. Just this is what you can offer that other places can.
I think it's the staff that and you know the people and the passion there that sets us apart. You know, and not saying that other facilities don't have it, but you know, something that I've always been really adamant about is, you know, like our medical director, like the doctor, you know, that runs our facility, she works at our facility full time. She's not just somebody that's signing off on somebody else's work. You know, our clinical director, you know, that put together our clinical program, she is at the facility working full time, even on Saturdays. You know, she is in front of the clients, working hand in hand with them. She knows what their stories are. She knows what their treatment plan looks like. She knows where you just came from, where you're going to go next. And it's just a collective effort amongst all of us to make sure that we're doing everything that we can, you know, to try to save someone's life at that point in time. And it's difficult, you know, because it's a mental illness. And, you know, like I said, you take away somebody's solution and it's only natural for them to reach for something else. And they're not going to reach for anything good. You know what I mean? You're going to reach for, you know, the opposite sex or the same sex or, you know, or, to switch addictions or drama, fighting, whatever. And that's only natural. So, you know, we're putting a collective group of people, you know, in place to protect everyone from themselves. And then, you know, other individuals that are there, to make sure that you can relate to somebody and to try to break you a little bit.
So you pick out the best people that you can for the best chances of recovery, right?
100%.
And your directors are on top of everything. So that way it keeps your ass
exactly right
safe too.
Like we put a system in place and I try not to micromanage that. You know, I try to oversee like, you know, the heads of all the departments and really focus on the business. And, you know, let that all take care of itself and run itself. And if they need anything, they'll come to me with it, you know? But I really try to give everybody creative freedom, you know, when it comes to what happens at the facility. The last thing they need is, you know, me or him or, you know, anybody trying to tell like somebody with a degree what they should or shouldn't be doing. You know, it's not my place to do, and it's not my prerogative to try that. And listen, you know, it's taken me a lot of experience you know, throughout the years.
Look at my name.
Yeah, he's laughing because, you know, I was definitely a tough personality to be around for, you know, probably like my first year of, you know, attempting to own a facility. You know, and I wouldn't add it any other way. You know, for me, I don't learn from virtue. Like, I don't wake up one morning and it's like, you know, oh, I want to be the best at this. Let me make the best decisions in the world that are then going to, you know, end me up in the best position. I wake up every morning and I'm like, you know, I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to do my best to do the right thing. And, you know, I'm going to be presented with obstacles and opportunities and, you know, do my best to get through those. But it's only through mistakes that I really learn. You know what I mean? And it's only through, you know, the pain of those mistakes. And then, you know, getting back up and trying again, you know, that I've been able to get anywhere. But
Well, you guys know. Fail,
Yeah.
you got to fail to win.
You got to try.
I think you only fail if you quit.
I mean, in this aspect too, especially in this side of the business, man, like, I think that, like, the stuff that,
Smoke.
oh yeah, I'll take another one.
let me get a water or some of your water.
Here, you can have it, Poppy.
Yeah.
Can you get him water out of the fridge right there?
No, I got it, Cam.
Yeah.
I think in this aspect, I think in this aspect of the business too, that, like, especially with me and Jerret, like, we've been doing this for such a long time and we have taken some serious fucking L's where it's like you look at it and from the outside, because I was just talking to my mom about this the other day. My mom said to me, she goes, I don't know how the fuck you and Jerret have gone through some of the shit that you guys have gone through in this detox business and not either murder somebody or kill yourself. Because we have taken some stuff where people look on the outside and be like, bro, how the fuck did you guys just, like, get through that? And, you know, in the perseverance and stuff like that, it's crazy. And, like, sitting here, like, I woke up one morning and I was just thinking about it, like what we do on a regular basis on both sides of the business is, like, fucking crazy. It's like,
It's two opposite ends of the spectrum.
yeah.
It really is.
How,
but
how
if
do
you
you
look-
think
yeah, but
when
if
you
you-
look at this?
Cameron,
It's like, whoa.
Cameron literally has been around it so frequently that he could do a pre-assessment on a client.
Yeah.
Good.
There's times I think
100%.
about it. I'm like, you know what? Is there something at the detox that I could do?
See?
Bro, this kid, I used to, like, in the old sneaker store, I used to have to do pre-assessments, like, on the computer, and Cameron had been around so much that he can recite
Yup.
the pre-assessment word for word, and he's never done a form, but I could put that computer in front of him and he could pull up the form and do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But if you think about it, like, first of all, personally, I went through a divorce, like, I think like 6 years ago, and I would, by anyone's measure, you know, in sobriety too, you know, so,
Doesn't sound like a good time.
by anyone's, nah, man, it's painful shit.
Yeah.
By anybody's measure, after that, I was successful. I'd been successful, you know, financially a little bit and, you know, career wise. And, you know, I took a look at it and I was like, you want to know what? I think that I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing the things that I love, that I'm passionate about doing. And I think that I'm no longer going to make decisions that are based purely financial, because I know how to hustle and I know how to make money, and all of that is fine and good. But, like, and I'll tell you what, now it's, you know, 6 years later and a million different mistakes and a million different messes. And sometimes we knock stuff out of the park and have really done an incredible job. And through all the journey, like, you know, I wake up and I go about my day and I blink my eye and it's 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I never feel like I'm working. I never feel like I'm bored. I'm the happiest man that you'll ever meet, and it's perpetual, you know?
So is it safe to say that you've had the money, you have the money, you know, you can go hustle and make the money if you want to, but that, and I'll say this for all of you, because you know, in the beginning, Niam, you're the one who put it in my head, is that you guys do this because you love it, whether it's the detox,
Yep.
whether it's the shoes or the
Yep.
shirts. It's not about the money. It's not who comes in the shop or who comes to the detox on the DL trying to get them
Yep.
in. It's you love what you're doing, you're having fun with it, and you don't want to fuck that up by worrying about every dollar.
No doubt.
Because every month isn't going to be the same. We
And
all
listen,
know that.
the common thread among all of it is that it's all love, and it's all helping people in one way or another. Whether you're coming into the shop and like we're all sharing knowledge with you and putting you on and putting you in something that you don't know about, and then you go out on Friday night looking fly to some club, or whether your life is in fucking pieces and you don't think anybody can relate to you in the world, you'll never be able to stop. You're never going to find anybody that can speak your language. You know, we're here for all that.
Like who gets to wake up every morning, right? And wake up. I wake up every morning between like 7 a.m. and like 7:30. And I don't wake up every morning and be like, fuck, I gotta go to work. Like, who get to wake the fuck up and be like, yo, I get to do what the fuck I want to do every single fucking day. And you know what I mean? And it's every day. And then you think about it, because I was just like, you know what I mean, talking to somebody, and it's like, yo, you work every fucking day. And then it just hit me. They're like, yo, shit, I do work every day, but it don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Because I still go out and do the things that I want to do, see the people I want to see, and do the things that I want to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I guess I've been doing it for so long that I've made like some kind of a balance where like I take care of the things that I need to do to continue for me to be healthy somewhat. You know what I mean? Because I'm still sick as fuck, but like then I take care of my work stuff. Then I have my personal life, and I'm able to like make some kind of like a balance between all three of those things, and I'm like happy most of the time.
Yeah. And I mean, where it stands now, like, you know, with my partners, you know, for the Detox, like, yeah, I've never had a partnership, you know, besides, you know, amongst these guys and Headache, where it's like, you know, I mean, the guys that I'm with like really bring stuff to the table.
Man, finish that cigarette so I can light one.
Yeah. They really bring stuff to the table. Like, you know, Nick is he's a master of social work, and you know, his family, you know, forced him to really like cut his teeth before he got the ability to like walk into something as a CEO, and he did. And you know, he's got like a really good understanding and background about how to grow a business into like a significant multi-state system, you know, and be able to finance that correctly, and, you know, raise money if we have to, and, you know, maybe in the hopes of even going public someday and all this. And, you know, we've got, you know, the 2 facilities already. We have, you know, a pretty aggressive growth strategy that, you know, we're in the midst of right now, that Headache is going to parallel, which is exciting too. And, you know, I mean, we went to dinner the other night, and, you know, dinner turned into a 4-hour conversation. And I went home at midnight, and I was so excited. I couldn't even sleep, you know? It's crazy to like have the opportunity to live a life like that. I mean,
well, that's how you know when you love it. You know what I mean?
yeah, buddy. I mean, you know, my first job in Florida, I worked at Starbucks. You know, when I got sober here, I didn't have a car for like, you know, 2.5 years. You know, when I moved here, I'd been living in a car, you know, like no one gave me no trust fund. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get any handouts from anybody. Like I said, you know, I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but, you know, I know, and I'm proud that, you know, my life could be a testament to a lot of individuals that anything is possible, man.
Real shit.
Well, if you hadn't made the mistakes that you did, and same with you, you would have never met each other,
That's
and
why
then you would have
everything
never met
happens
Kim.
for
Everything happens for a reason.
But now you open the Detox, and I see how this works, because now you got 2 guys with the Detox, and you're there too, you know, I'm sure. I'm not trying to, you know, like single you out and shit. But now you can go to a Detox with 2 cool motherfuckers, right? That understand. And then on the back end, you got a shoe store with shoes nobody can get but you guys, and shirts and shit like that. So it's kind of like,
It's just a crazy fold, man. How
it
this
is.
shit-
But like, if I'm in Detox and I'm sitting there, I'm like, shit, all right, I'm going to get through this. And I know you got a shoe store like that and all kinds of, it's not like they don't know.
Yeah,
They know.
sometimes it's like you get these kids, they come in, right? And then you don't see them for a while, right? And the most gratifying thing sometimes, what I've experienced at the sneaker store is like, I'll be thinking, like, I'll be talking to Jerry, like, yo, what's up? Have you heard from so-and-so? Like, I wonder where he is. And then, like, a couple months later, dude or homegirl might walk into the shop and they're, like, clean. Like you can see it in their face. Like, they might not even buy nothing, but they'll come in and be like, look at me. I thank you guys. Or, like, I'm doing all right. Or, like, been in this industry for such a long time and seen people, like, fucked up at the bottom. And then you see certain individuals now, like, getting married, having kids, like, create a life for themselves. You know what I mean? It's like, that shit's gratifying, you know? You know what I mean? It's satisfying.
And when you see them and you're kind of worried about them, you got to be like,
yeah,
they're okay.
We have I have like he's got certain relationship with clients. I do. Like today, I'm on my way to the Detox. I wasn't even going to go there today. I had a weird thing. I'm like, I should probably go there. One of the kids just like decided to just walk out. You know what I mean? And like, I'm looking at him and I see him on the road and I pull over. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man? He goes, I was going to do something bad, but now that I see you, I'm sorry. And he gets back in the car and I bring him back. You know what I mean? It's like to be able to have that kind of like, I guess you say effect on somebody where they respect you that much, where like they're getting ready to go do some wild shit and then they see you and then like it stops. It's crazy. And like
Instinct.
Even with this whole situation, right? Like before I came down here, I was in a real bad place, like a dark place. Like, you know what I mean? Like my brother died when I was 17. My brother, yeah, it's all good now, but it's like you look at certain stuff and you see like the pain, then you see like the blessing, because I thought my world was over. It was done. I thought my life was done because my brother was like everything to me. Like we were like this. And you know, when he died, like it felt like I lost a part of me. You know what I mean? Then I start experimenting. Shit goes down a deep way. I come down here and then finally like, when you get clean, like you get all the thoughts and like all the things you've done and like
everything comes back.
Yeah,
right?
You relive the pain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how am I gonna like recreate a relationship with like I did with my brother, and then like two years down the road, like I get close with him. That's my brother. I feel like half full, right? Then 2-3 years down the road, I met Cameron, and now I feel like it's like I'm like complete, because like no matter what goes on in my life, you know what I mean? Like I know that I could lose everything. Like fuck the money, bro. I don't even care, bro, because I don't even really cherish it, because like I know I can get that back whenever I want. But like the relationships that I made on the way of this shit is better than any fucking money that I've ever had in my life. And like don't get me twisted, I made a lot of money.
Listen to
You know
me.
what I mean?
Listen to me. All three of you. You guys are lucky as fuck, because you don't give a fuck about the money. I've had it all too, believe me, all of it. And I didn't give a shit. I remember walking down, I was looking at my garage, I had a brand new Spider, Gallardo back then was the big one, the convertible and Bentley, and I'd be like, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I walk out, and I'm like, why the fuck am I not happy? And I wasn't happy. I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great. Right now, I saw on your website, you're doing a rehab for cannabis, for marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So how do you go about that? Because that whole fucking thing confuses me.
How do you mean?
Well, is it like, do you think it's addictive or a gateway drug?
It's I mean, first of all, with a gateway drug, like what are the chances that somebody's done heroin and hasn't smoked weed, right?
Probably zero.
Yeah,
I mean,
come on. Yeah. So no, I don't think I would consider that, but it's not about the drug that you're abusing. It's about the way that you're taking it and the purpose. You know, like Cameron is a normal guy, right? Like he could take drinks, he could smoke a blunt, and he could be at work as well as anybody doing his job. You know what I mean? For me, I take a couple of drinks and I'm going to wind up in prison. It's a big difference, you know, and you know, it's going to get to a point where I can't stop. And then it's going to get to a point where, you know, alcohol is the only thing in my life anymore because I'm intolerable to be around.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, so it's really got nothing to, and you could replace that with anything. You know, you could be addicted to sex in that way. You could be addicted to violence in that way. You could be addicted to video games in that way, you know, where it just becomes solution based.
So if somebody comes in with an issue with marijuana and just marijuana,
Yeah.
What usually is the cause of that, or is it physical withdrawal or mental? Like,
well, there are three parts to having.
I'm just trying to understand.
It's okay.
Sorry.
There are 3 parts to having an addiction of any kind. You have a mental aspect, which is they call it the phenomenon of craving, right? So when I start to drink and I start to get high, it becomes paramount to me to all other things. And I love my mother more than anything in the entire world. And I'll look at my mom dead in the face and be like, I'm done. I'll never do this again. And I mean it with every bit of my soul, and I'll have a pocket full of drugs, right? Then and
Oh
there.
yeah, I've done that
You know?
hundreds of times.
And then,
Hundreds of times.
you know, a physical, you know, something happens to me physically when I take it in, you know, I need it. My body becomes addicted to it. And, you know, something happens to, you know, my physical well-being that's different than a normal individual. And then they talk about what they call like a spiritual malady. So like an emptiness on the inside. And, you know, very frequently when, you know, you're dealing with alcohol and drugs, illicit substances, this kind of thing, you know, the characteristics of the stuff that you're doing in your life surrounding that, you're very negative. And, you know, it's no wonder that, you know, a lot of people that are being faced with that don't have, you know, necessarily have direction. And, you know, I don't know how to live my life without it. That's when the real problem happens, is when you take it away from me. You know,
that could be anything.
Exactly right.
Marijuana. So just because marijuana's on your site,
Right.
It's just anything.
Right.
The
So
phone, we know that's a fucking addiction.
no
for
doubt.
sure.
No
You
doubt.
might as well add that there now.
Exactly right. So, you know, a phenomenon.
Look at these two guys.
Yeah.
You might as well fuck.
Everybody's
Who's
on-
Dominique?
That's his wife.
You sick fuck. This nigga hears a girl's
Please
name.
forgive him. He's had vodka.
He is vodka and shit. You know what I
I
mean?
just heard her.
Oh, yeah, all of a sudden it's Don Juan over
So
here.
I got a blade. I got a blade tool.
He's like, can I
I
rub
can erase that.
You know, I used to be a colorist. Can I rub my hand in your hair?
Can you mark that part down about Cam just fucking me and getting me grounded more than I already am?
Have you seen my T-shirts?
Do you want a Britney Spears T-shirt?
I might need one after that.
It's literally like one of one. You're the only girl that's gonna get it.
Oh my god.
So Naeem, when you're working
Yeah.
at Still Detox, what are you seeing the most patients come in at from the stats? Addiction's going through the fucking roof.
Oh, yeah.
With the divorce rate, and we say this all the time. Shit, you put your husband home 9 to 5 with his wife all fucking day. There's a pretty good chance
Yeah.
divorce or drugs are going to happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, and let's just say the last 6 months,
Mhm.
what have you seen the most that patients are having an issue with?
I think it's even through the pandemic. I think just in general, like just from the whole time I've been doing this, what the patients have the most, what they deal with, what's hard for them is I think the consistency of like once they discharge and leave, like a place that's like what's the word? That kind of control tells them what to do every day. I feel like the patients have a hard time readjusting themselves back into life because some of these kids have been to 50, 60, 80 different facilities. And
I've heard numbers like that.
right.
too.
And then they become, which is so fucking sad, they become institutionalized and so dependent on the facility that like once they get out, they don't know what to do with themselves because they're used to somebody waking them up, taking them to get their meds, letting them know when their food's there and letting them know this. And it's like when they don't have that structure anymore, it goes one or two ways. Either the person walks themselves into somewhere where they get better and like take the suggestions, or life becomes so overwhelming for them that like they don't know what to do anymore. Like they just want to go back to a place or they'll go get high because that's all they know. You know what I mean? It's like hard to break that cycle because like when you look at a drug addict and an alcoholic, like for me, it looks like it's abnormal for somebody to stay clean or abstinent from like whatever they were doing. You know what I mean? It's abnormal for someone to do that, but it's like so normal for somebody to just get out of a place and then like shit hits the fan or they get these feelings and they just go out and do what they need to do to not to feel like that anymore. It's just, it's rough.
See, it's like when you go to jail and you get out, it's like, say you go to jail for a year or two. Well, in that year or two time, BlackBerry has gone to iPhone, to this, to that, right? So for 2 years, you're getting your meals at the same time, you go to bed at the same time, and then you walk out and they're just kind of like, here, go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you're like, well, what the fuck do I do? Right? Because now all of a sudden, not only are you trying to figure out what the fuck you're going to do financially, because everything, you know, those friends that we all had that disappear when it's not there anymore, they're gone. And now you're not only trying to adjust to just air, you're trying to adjust to phones, this, that, and you got nobody to tell you, like you were saying.
Sure.
And so was Naeem, this is your routine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with everything going on, I mean, are you seeing a lot of alcohol more than usual? Is
Opiates.
the opiates and
But I mean,
fentanyl?
it depends on the demographic though too. You know, the older people, you know, you see a lot of prescription stuff and you see alcohol. And then the younger crowd, you know, namely fentanyl, carfentanil.
Naeem, what the fuck is it with these guys putting fentanyl in like Xanax? I heard they're even putting in marijuana now.
I have no idea.
I don't know, man. I feel like a fucking dinosaur, bro.
Don't make no sense to me.
Because the last time I smoked weed, bro, there was fucking Reggie with season, and now you got fucking sour green apple, haze, pineapple, blueberry.
you got 96% oil.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro. Like I be seeing Cameron,
Couldn't tell you.
bro. I be seeing Cameron at the shop pull out some fucking bud that looked like that got like crystals in it. This
like
nigga,
a fucking alien.
right? This nigga will smoke it, and then like I'm coughing from the front of the store, so I can only imagine what this nigga doing. He'll come back in
He's
and
probably taking it like a champ without a cough.
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
It's wild.
bro. I've seen Cameron ripped, where it looks like this motherfucker looked like he just had an out of body experience. You know what I mean? It's like I can't even fathom like doing this shit anymore, bro.
And what are you seeing the most? More like looking at everything.
It's definitely
fentanyl.
Yeah,
fentanyl.
always.
Well, they for some reason. I mean, I understand the price.
Well, it's
but
coming over from China,
Fuck.
and it used to be heroin, and now it's not. Why? It's stronger. That's really all there is to it.
Are you seeing a lot of car fentanyl yet?
It's a similar thing.
It's just way stronger though, right?
They're both. It's
So is it like someone's like making?
Yeah,
like
so
it's
they're-
all like man-made.
right. They're
shit
making it in
now,
the lab
right?
in China.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
they're just
they're
dispersing
just shipping
it?
it through the ports into the U.S. And
Highly addictive. It's
oh my
just-
God, yeah.
We had a narco in. He just did 50 years. Back then, you got parole,
Mhm.
big time narco. Chapo. Who the fuck else we had?
Uh,
Guzman.
Jota Cardona.
Yeah, but he was with El Chapo,
Chapo and
Escobar,
yeah.
and then Guzman's wife. He
Yeah.
escaped prison with one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and he got caught. I swear to God, you can ask him. We have his paperwork. $1 billion. This was 81.
Yeah, 80.
Long time ago. $1 billion with a B kilos of cocaine.
God bless.
B.
Wow.
He ran shit.
40 million kilos of heroin.
Holy shit.
And then back then, I guess they called kilos weed. It was like 100 kilos of
I think
weed.
that was compared to weed. I think that's how it was.
Some shit. The point is that he was telling this big long story, and I think you two appreciate this and can not. You just
Love a good story.
yeah. So he was saying that all of the coke that came into the United States was different than every other country. They had a little bit of something in there. Colombian, back when he was hanging with the fucking people, they put a little bit of extra shit in there to make sure that U.S. gets addictive, because their goal was to wipe out the U.S. So the coke that went to the U.S. was not the same coke that went to, say, Australia. You know what I mean? And when you think about that,
Wow.
they're moving 1 billion kilos. This is just one ship. 1 billion keys of coke was shit just for the U.S., specifically to the U.S., to get the U.S. more addictive. And when he
Crazy.
did the numbers, and we did them, and then compared them, what was it, like 70, 80%
That's,
of the cocaine from Colombia was coming to the United States.
Yeah.
that's China now.
Wow.
Wow, it's crazy from what this shit evolved to from when I was like getting messed up. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when I was like doing it, like you could put the shit into your body and know you gonna be fucked up, but you gonna live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, bro, there's so many kids that I've seen, bro, that I know that we worked with that like get high one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe like not even a lot. Maybe like use like a half a gram of what they think is heroin. And you got to talk about these kids have been doing, 10, 15, 20 grams of heroin a day. And they come down to Florida and they do like maybe a half a gram one time. Boom.
Yep.
Dead.
It's very, very sad. It really is extremely
So
tragic.
I just think they should legalize it, because at least you know what you're getting, because you're done with drugs, right? You're done.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
You do,
of course.
like you're like moderate, or you
Yeah,
just don't
I
have
love-
that gene.
I love marijuana.
I mean, you're done. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do it. He's not gonna do it.
I
So-
can't because I'm the kid that gets fucked up and gets naked. in
and
weird
both of you got
places.
responsibility. You got people under you looking up to you, right?
But you know what? That's not even. But that's not even it though. Like you could have, like I've seen motherfuckers have all the responsibility in the world, kids, family,
Oh, yeah.
businesses. You know what I mean? It don't matter.
Nah,
It don't
correct.
discriminate. It don't give a
That's
fuck.
true.
It's like I'm not gonna. I can't elaborate on what I do on a regular basis to protect the integrity of what I do every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, there's certain things that I have to do every single day to achieve what I want, which is to stay abstinent from drugs. If I don't do those certain things every day, right, then my life gets a little weird. And like, even with him, me and him, even Cameron, he knows now, like, if I don't go do the certain things I need to do every day, I might be good for like the first 2 weeks. Then 3 weeks go by. Then I've had even Cameron say shit to me like, bro, like, when's the last time you going to that joint over there, bro? Because like you a little loopy right now.
Well,
Like,
your good friends hold you accountable.
right. Yeah, like
100%.
you're a little like same thing with him though. Like he could say to me, like, yo, when's the last time you going to that joint over there, bro? Like, what have you done for yourself? Because you're a little loopy, bro. And like you need to like figure this out. Same with him. Like I could say it to him too. So it's like people think that like you just go to rehab and like 30 days, boom, you're good. Like it's certain things you gotta do
Yeah,
every single day
it's for the rest of my life.
for the rest
man.
of my
Yep.
and like when I got down here, I got absent from drugs at 21. I'm 32. You know what I mean? So like I just got to a point where like it was just like they told me, my therapist told me when I left the rehab, like, you know, she told me because she was a person of like that suffered from the same thing I did. And she kind of broke the rules and disclosed that to me and then told me like, if you want to stay abstinent and have a happy, free life, then you need to take your ass over there and then get and do what they tell you to do over there because the rehab is only one part. She said, and then the next part is for the rest of your life. So if you don't do those things, then you're going to be one of those people that are going to be in and out of rehab. And then it gets to a point where these kids get so institutionalized that like once they leave the rehab, they don't even know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're in there so much.
Because
Well,
they're-
you know,
yeah.
also they don't put the action in.
Yeah.
But I mean,
right.
you know, for me, make no bones about it, man. If you waved the magic wand and told me, yo, you could go drink and use drugs like recreationally and be okay in your life after this point forward, I wouldn't do it, even if you gave me the option.
That's
you know,
awesome.
I mean,
You're there.
Yeah,
You're there.
I love the way that my life is. You know, I'm incredibly happy. You know, for me, like in the face of a lot of adversity and, you know, sometimes very, very high stakes and circumstance, you know, I've been able to remain happy, and I've been able to remain sober,
Oh shit.
you know, and, you know, not everybody gets that kind of life, man.
Slappy smoking a
Nah,
cigarette.
you're one
Yeah,
of
so
very
that-
few, man.
Yeah, you know, not everybody gets that kind of life. You know, so you guys, you know, you talk about the money and what's important and this and that, you know, but the real currencies, you know, I get like I got sober at 22 years old. I'm 36.
Wow.
Congratulations,
You know,
The way you're
um,
talking right now, this makes me want to go out and just do a bunch of positive shit, bro.
It's good. But you know, the real
Good for you, Nye.
Fucking Gandhi slap over here in this bitch.
I learned a little bit throughout, you know, the years. The real currency is like, you know, how much love you got in your life, man. How much passion you got in your life about what you do. You know, your time. What are you doing with that? You know what I mean? What's your degree of happiness? What do you do for other people? You know what I mean? Like that's what life really
You
is.
guys got your heads. You got your
Yeah.
heads on fucking.
You know,
straight.
you practice that kind of stuff, man, and that's success.
Yeah,
That's
wealth is in the heart and mind, not the
100%,
pocket.
100%.
Now, what leads you to Healing Place?
So, we got an opportunity, you know, with the facility that needed some help down in Lauderhill.
Mhm.
You know, myself, and my partners, you know, we thought that, you know, it was doable. What we did, especially given what's going on currently, you know, we bought the facility, and we opened it up, and right now we're taking only COVID positive patients in Lauderhill.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, you know, the issue is there's not a lot of facilities that are able to do it because you bring somebody in to a close population and obviously, you know, everyone's gonna, you know, it's extremely contagious. So, you know, we wanted to have at least, you know, a place for everybody
Wow,
that was
that's
testing
fucking
positive
nice.
to go.
Some of these
Yeah.
kids live better than me, man.
Yeah. You know, so each facility's 14 beds, you know, detox and residential treatment at both of them, you know, really good food, really good staff.
You got a list of certifications
Yeah.
right there. You're in the news blog. Go up to programs. All kinds of programs.
And you know, it's the cool thing about like this stuff for too is right is that like the biggest part of the like one of the biggest part of the battles of like the drugs and alcohol is the physical. So like once you can get yourself removed from the physical aspect of the drugs and the alcohol, it becomes like what Jared spoke about, like the mental thing. You know what I mean? Where like if you do the certain things that they tell you to do once you leave there, then like the mental obsession of the thought of getting high, it goes away. But there's certain things you got to do. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's honestly, it was probably the easiest thing, but the hardest thing I've ever done in my life because I overcomplicated it. But like looking back at it, it was the easiest thing because it was like 5-6 months of actively working really hard, like with this stuff, right? And then the light switch goes off. For me, it just went off.
Sounds like a few other things that has happened for all you guys.
Yeah, like it's just like I woke up one morning and I went to like do my normal thing, take a piss, smoke a cigarette, whatever. And then I was like, oh my God, I think I called this motherfucker. I was like, bro, it's like mad early. It's like 8:30 in the morning. He don't like to be woken up that early. And he's like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, I don't want to get high. I didn't even think about it. Like I was like hype. And he was like, yeah, man, because you're doing the work. And then that's just how simple it is, bro.
It's just like that one thing that clicked, right?
Yeah. And you know, even touching on this shit too, but like just thinking about what you said earlier when we were talking about the sneakers, it's like, I think one of the biggest reasons that really made me cry when we got that spot is because when I first came down here, I worked on the Ave. I didn't have no car. I didn't have shit. You know what I mean? Like I would leave this house that I was at with all these people and I would walk, fucking rain, whatever, hot, go in the brews room, like walking fucking 4 or 5 blocks.
Yep.
And like going down there and like every morning, you know, or before I go to work, I would go to Starbucks and get a coffee at the big Starbucks on the corner.
That's where I worked.
Yeah. And like I would go get a coffee and some days I didn't have no money. So like I would keep my cup and I know I could scrounge up 53 cents to get a refill.
Yep.
And then I would go to work and then like it was the same process every day. So like I think it was like when we like own commercial real estate in a place that like helped me recreate my life, which is so surreal.
Yeah, it is something else.
It's something that like
Sounds like it put you, Niam, in a routine. That was the routine that you needed.
well, the routine was the thing because I just took the suggestions from him and other people. Like I developed a routine where like now my routine has been the same for over 11 years. I wake up in the morning, I do my thing, I do my necessary things, I let my dogs out, I feed my dogs. I do the things and it's the same thing every fucking day for the last 11 and a half years. And you think this shit's boring, but like, it's not. Because like, for me, it's like I have remained somewhat grateful in all these aspects. Even like the L's and the fucking crazy shit that's happened. I've remained grateful of like the opportunity to learn from my mistakes and try not to repeat those mistakes. And like, it's been a blessing.
And this is probably why you guys, all of this and then all is why you guys work so well together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that website is thpdetox.com. All this will be in the description. Every single link we went over.
Appreciate that.
And go through the Instagram one last time. Just shout out Instagram.
Hey, Headache Gang.
And
Headache Gang.
Instagram is instagram.com.
Can we just do a real quick thing?
Go
Like,
ahead, you do your thing.
shout out to all the people that work at Headache, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck Cash Cardi,
Candace,
Teresha,
You
Austin,
you guys
Sky.
are looking in the wide view and
Yeah, Sky,
Yeah.
and Cardi, and Teresha, Austin, Cozy, like everybody that's been there and supported us and like worked with us is like
Isaac,
everybody. You know what I mean? Like y'all, like what, like these people that I named,
Yeah.
like Justin Sloth, like
oh shit,
like you know what I mean? Like
It's cool because at one point we wouldn't be able to do something like this and have the store being open, and we're able to come on a podcast, you know, do this stuff while the store is still
Oh, yeah.
functioning, being
Yeah,
open.
like,
Shout out to everyone.
like
but
all-
I just think it's cool that you guys are taking the time at the end. Just isn't that cool?
like
You
just
guys
to,
are thanking everybody. You
like
don't
these
see
are
this
like
shit.
these are the people that work there, and it's like, yo, and they not even like they might be employees, but like, yo, we do shit together.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like we move like a family. Like even though we everybody like, yeah, we might bust each other's balls or like, you know, talk shit to each other, but like if you're not in that, and this is it's like burning over there. I'm about to burn this bitch down. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
He said he got insurance. He's straight. But it's like it's like we all move together like that. But like if you, it's so funny with us because like I might come in there and I might tell Jerret like, yo, I don't fuck with this bull. Jerret's not gonna like him, then Cameron not gonna like him, then nobody there likes him. You know what I mean? Like Cardi's a young kid. He's like 18, bro. And me and Jerret got upset one day because Cardi came in and said these kids were making fun of him. Like, and these are little ass kids. And like me and Jerret like really thought about like beating these little kids the fuck up. You know, it's like we really thought
Sometimes
about it.
that's what you do for friends. Fuck.
Yeah, man. But like,
Not always saying it's the best idea.
no, but like we we're
Nah, we got too much to lose. We got
Depends
back
on how-
Naim off the fucking cliff.
Depends on how you do it.
yeah, but
Just
we're-
kidding, joking.
We're
joking,
grateful for the whole
kidding.
staff in both places and
Yeah.
headaches
I
still
think, yeah, you
and
guys shown
THP.
that, man.
Yeah.
And look, tons of respect that you just did that. Really, that goes along because me and Ron are very, very old school.
Yeah.
Very old.
Yo,
and that's
same-
some old school shit.
Yeah, same goes for Still, man. You know, Nick and Ryan Haley. You know, I love those guys.
Katie Peterson,
You know, yeah, shout out Katie Peterson, Shannon Wagner, Sam,
Sarah,
yeah, Ilana,
Jamal.
Can't better say
Vernon.
somebody's motherfucking name. You better think of Pablo, Dajo, whoever. John
Cameron.
Doe. It don't fucking matter.
All Cameron want to say, like,
Chris at the Detox.
yeah,
What's Cameron want to say?
Cameron's-
Baby,
Bobby,
I got another
Bobby,
break
Bobby,
for you.
the
Yeah,
beast.
I
Yeah,
got
Bobby
my,
Zielinski.
shout out Bubby for,
oh,
everything,
Bobby,
you are.
yeah, little California,
Yeah, everybody check out Bubby's Instagram.
Justin Smith,
What-
aka
what's Bobby's Instagram?
Justin
Justin
Smith.
Smith 93.
What is it? Justin Smith.
Justin
90?
Smith 93.
That's right.
I don't know who you are. Hopefully, I meet you. But they're telling me to do it. I don't know if it's set up. I got nothing to do with it. I plead the fifth.
Cameron just said he want to shout out to all the hoes that are still wearing the same
Shout-
Britney Spears
Shout
tee.
out Dr.
I
Martinez.
ain't going down that road.
Shout out Dr. Martinez, Katie Ann,
CC.
all the nurses. Yeah, there's so many people to name.
The providers.
Yeah, the providers. I could go on all day.
I mean, honestly, bro, in both places, I think we got the best staff in the Detox too, bro. Like, it's like you even walk in there, bro, you feel the vibe of like a
Oh,
family.
man.
How about thank you for not getting me indicted, medical directors and other directors.
Oh yeah.
We don't do nothing wrong, so
Shout out to that too, yeah. Gun Club.
I'm just fucking around.
Gun Club does not look like a fun place.
It's a little cold. My friend told me. All right, guys. So everything will be in the description. Anything we missed?
that's it, man.
Thank
Shout
you
out
for
to
having
my
us.
mom
Thank
and my
you for
brother,
having us on here.
Naeem's family,
out.
Cam's family.
Shout out to Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy, the first lady of Headache.
Yep, Nan.
We love Nan.
That's it.
What's up?
Anything?
Shout out to Jerret's refrigerator because it's probably empty. Nigga got fucking stale milk in there from like 2 years ago.
And whoever's gonna find me a ventilator, who's that? What the fuck is it? Not a ventilator? Fuck! I don't want a ventilator. I do not want a
You wanna go to
ventilator.
ventilator?
No,
Oh,
take
shit.
it back. Nope.
Uh,
To the blade now. Smoke machine.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, all
Yeah.
right, guys. Thank you for your time. I wish you guys the best.
Thank
Amazing
you.
group of guys. I'm gonna try to shoot up there this weekend.
Yeah, you have
Thank
to.
you, Justin, Jerret.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Cam.
Of course.
Niam. Thank you. Now you
Thank
can
you.
play on the phone. How old are you, Cam?
32.
And you still hooked on that phone like a
I'm
mother.
texting somebody.
Ah, dang. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, you get the exception.
Yeah.
He's been good. This guy. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
hope to see you guys again soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
All right.